The Joshua Al Band has finished their rendition of the national anthem. Color Guard is making their way off the field, and we're almost ready for start of tonight's game. Prime Building Components is our kickoff sponsor. About to start the Bank of America first quarter, and Stephenville in the home white, on the road white with the Navy headgear. Joshua in their home blue headgear, kind of the Philadelphia Eagles helmets, if you will, Rice Owl helmets, if you will, with the big wings on the side. And they would be the same feisty Nightbirds.
Exactly.
Let's go over on the sideline. Steve Ross. Rossi, got your ears on, buddy?
Nose and throat.
Say that again.
Have my ears, eyes, nose, and throat on.
All right. Sideline, a lot of fun right now before the game?
I tell you, Boots, it's very relaxed. The jackets are very loose. They know what they have to do here. They're looking forward to it. You know, they got 3 games coming up before the playoffs. They still need to put some things together on both sides of the football, and they're ready to do just that tonight. Very business-like attitude.
Joshua will kick to begin the game. Stephenville back deep with the starburst return.
I guess that means Stephenville won the toss.
Joshua's number 33, that is Ryan Barnett, getting ready to kick for the Owls. Hunter's the deep man on the starburst with Feltz the dealer. Barnett kicks, and we are way high. End-over-end kick that will be taken by Douglas at the 25, gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and that's about as far as he will get.
You know, that looked like one of those old drills we used to do when we were in school, Boots, that running in place thing.
Because he was not going anywhere after they got a hold of Douglas, and that was the Joshua Al version of the pooch kick, if you will.
Yeah. Hey, my favorite quote of the night, when I was walking down the sideline, this couple from Joshua walks by, and the lady goes, "Look, honey, they've got everything. Flags, cans, banners." And he goes, "Yeah, and a pretty darn good football team, too."
First and 10 for the Jackets at their own 30-yard line. Briles is under center. The one back behind him, Hunter, goes in motion to the far side. Straight drop for Briles. Throwing the deep ball. The far sideline has Avalos caught. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 69 yards on the opening play for Stephenville. Avalos would not drop the ball this week. 6-0 Stephenville on the opening play at the 11:37 mark of the Bank of America first quarter. PAT upcoming.
You know, I didn't say anything, but I had kind of a feeling in the back of my mind after what happened last week, they might go right back to Cody.
And I've got a side story to go with that as well. My mother is one of his teachers at the high school.
Yep.
She was giving him a hard time this week. She said, "Cody, what would you give to have the first play from last week back over again?" And he said, "Anything." Well, he got his chance tonight.
He might have talked him into it. I want to holler at Steve after we get back from break and ask him the question about that last play.
Eben Elson getting set. Hold down. Kick on the way. It is up, and it is true. With 11:37 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. Our score, Stephenville 7, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory. Deal has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Steel and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Back Al Stadium, Joshua, Texas. John Hollinger, Boots Elliott. Stephenville's opening play. A pass from Briles to Avalos goes 69 yards. Stephenville 7-0. And Johnny, I just stole your thunder, didn't I?
Pretty much, but you always do that.
Virgin's high end-over-end kick will come to the 10-yard line, up to the 15, 20, across the 25, and Monk establishes his position on the return man. That was Gary Johnson, stopped running, and Monk lit him up. And Mr. Johnson's a little bit winded coming off the sideline. His forearm tackle lifted Johnson about 3 yards up in the air and then drove him straight backwards. Joshua will begin 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The scoring summary: one play, 69 yards, only took 13 seconds. Avalos at 69-yard pass from Briles. PAT was true. Scoring summary brought to you by Lupe's, and with that first score, Scott Osmond makes a cash donation to Erath County Meals on Wheels.
Chris Knapp is under center. Twins to both sides for the Owls. Throwing out into the flats, looking for a receiver. It's almost picked off and dropped. Oh, out there for the Jackets was Fanning. There was some miscommunication between the snap, the quarterback, and Kaywood, the receiver. Kaywood turned in, Snap threw out, and he threw the ball right to Fanning. Fanning had it in his hands, could not hold on to it. It's 2nd down and 10.
By the way, when I said Scott Osmond, of course I meant Scott Osmond, attorney at law.
Important to get that in.
I do want to go down to Ross here right after. We'll do it right after this play. I had a question about that opening score.
Ryan Barnett is under center. One man in motion to the far side. Rolling that way is Barnett, looking to throw out in the flats. It's over the head of the intended receiver. It will now set up 3rd down and 10 for Joshua. What happened there?
Hey, Steve. You could see, I guess, from your angle, Cody cleared pretty quick on that. Just some great speed by Avalos, huh?
He did, and they'd rolled the safety over to try and double that side. It was almost as though Joshua knew he was coming, but Cody did a great job of getting off the line of scrimmage and clearing the cornerback. He was a good 2 steps behind both defensive backs, and Kendal Briles put that ball right on the money. He caught it in stride, and as you said, he wasn't going to drop it 2 weeks in a row.
Owls now on 3rd and 10, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Play action, snap, rolling out, looking to throw. Throwing a deep ball, has an open receiver, but it's over his head. Intended receiver on the play was Andy Strickland. Had a step on Gunn, but Gunn did close quickly. And by the time the ball arrived, Gunn was in good position. Strickland could not come up with a catch. It's 4th and 10, and the Owls will be forced to punt.
How many times do you see that, Boots, especially on the high school level, when a receiver will turn and look back at the ball and much stop running? If he keeps running, he might have a big reception there.
Ryan Barnett back to punt for the Owls. Deep for the Jackets is Phelps. Snap back, kick is away, almost blocked by Monk. This is a spiraling kick that will go across midfield inside the 45, bounce inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line, and that's where Stephenville will begin 1st and 10 after the 37-yard punt from Barnett. And boy, Monk, right. How did he miss that ball?
Actually, I think he was just about a half a step late, but there was 3 guys that got through their Boots pretty handily. That may be something Stephenville, I feel like it'll be something Stephenville will have a chance to try again here, and you feel like they may get to one that I'm sure they saw something they like right there.
Douglas, O'Neill, and Avalos split to the near side, 2 split to the far side, and it is Briles in shotgun formation at their own 38. The Jackets leading 7-0. Snap back to Briles, looking to throw. Some receivers have fallen down. Briles is in trouble. Now he'll throw the deep ball. Has it open. Avalos again. 20. Oh, he dropped the football. Oh, if Cody hangs on, it's back-to-back touchdowns on consecutive plays. The ball hits him right at the 20, 5 to 10 yards behind the secondary men, and he dropped it.
Caught it off his chest, Boots.
Instead of catching with his hands, the ball went all the way through his hands to his shoulder pads and bounced off. Oh, Cody's got to feel terrible about that.
Yeah, it was just off of the bottom of the shoulder pads right there in the front. You can see it.
2nd down and 10 for the Jackets. Twins to the near side. Play action now. Rolling to the near side is Briles. Looking to throw. Has an open Douglas, but he'll run. Across the 40, 45. Midfield for Briles. Inside the 45. Down to the 42-yard line is Kendal Briles. Big pickup of about 17 yards and a 1st down. Maybe 18, maybe 19. Waiting spending on the spot.
Looks like it's going to be 18 to me, Boots.
1st and 10 for the Jackets. 43 is officially the spot. 18 yards on the Briles keeper. Trips to the near side, 2 receivers far side. Briles is in shotgun, looking to the sideline for the play as the Jackets go with no huddle. Briles audibilizes at the line of scrimmage. He will walk up under center now, 1st and 10. Straight drop for Briles. Now throwing. Now he's in trouble. Looking, still looking, scrambling, throwing to Matkins. Good catch at the 38-yard line. A pickup of about 5 on the inside curl for Matkins, who came back to his quarterback when he saw he was in trouble. Maybe even 6 yards on the completion. It'll set up 2nd down and 4, 9:58 to go in the Bank of America 1st quarter and counting. 7-0 Stephenville. Ball at the 37-yard line of Joshua.
See the mobility there of Kendal Briles being able to move around until he found an open receiver.
Trips to the near side, 2 to the far side. Jackets are offsides.
Kendal called for the ball and didn't get it when he wanted it, and everybody saw that and took off running, of course.
A situation where Briles gave out the hand signal for the snap, and there was a slight delay, and the receivers released early, so erase most of the yardage on the Matkins catch, and it'll set up 2nd down and 9 as they mark off the penalty. Jackets will send 3 receivers to the far side, Avalos, Matkins, and O'Neill. To the near side, Douglas and Bashaw. Briles is in shotgun as he looks to the sideline again for the signal in from the coaching staff on the play. 9:32 and counting, 7-0 Stephenville.
Everybody's looking over there. The line, everybody.
Kendal awaiting the snap, now gets it, setting up in the pocket, looking to throw, has a deep receiver, it's Bashaw, and it's almost picked off, and it is. Kendal did not see the deep cornerback on the near side. Stepping up for Joshua was Quinn Kimbrell, the also starting tailback. He stepped in front of Bashaw, and I don't even think Kendal saw him back there.
I agree with you. And Avalos was breaking clear on the top side up there, and I think he was going right where he intended the whole way.
So Jackets will turn over the football on one of the few interceptions of the year for Briles at the 16-yard line. Snap is under center, one back behind him is Barnett. Barnett takes the handoff, and he is met rudely immediately by Mr. Clayton Harmon.
Carroll, Scott Lee,
Gilson, probably the same few you constantly hear. No gain on the play, sits up 2nd down and 10. Well, it appears in the early going, if that's any indication, the only way Stephenville's going to be stopped is if stop themselves.
Maybe stop themselves, yes.
2nd and 10 for the Owls. Owls will send 1 receiver, Kaywood, split to the far side, 2 to the near side. Once again, Barnett, the 1 back behind. Snap under center. Now motion is Kimbrell to the far side. Rolling out snap, looking to throw. Has his intended receiver, Kimbrell, makes the catch for about a 3 to 4 yard gain. It will set up 3rd down and we'll call it around 5, maybe 6 for the Owls. 8:26 and counting in the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville 7, Joshua 0. We'll be keeping close tabs tonight on the game that's taking place about 6 miles from here to the south, I believe, if you will, in Cleburne. Cleburne hosting Brownwood. Important game for the 2nd and 3rd place position in District 6-4A. Snap under center, play action. Now we'll give the ball on the draw to Barnett. The hard runner gets out to about the 26-yard line. Ball squirts out, but they will say he was down before that happened. It'll be very close to the yardage needed for the 1st down with a good spot, and he does get the 1st down. Barnett was hit about the line of scrimmage, but as you heard the Stephenville coaching staff talk about, Barnett, a tough runner, broke a few tackles and gets enough for the 1st.
Yeah, that was all Barnett, as you said, because he was met at the line of scrimmage, just squirted forward just barely, about maybe the half length of the football, enough for the 1st down.
Kaywood and Strickland split to the near side. Snap now with an I formation behind him as he is under center. Pitch to the near side coming is Kimbrell. Kimbrell looks to get to the 30. He does to the outside to the 33-yard line, and then he's run over pretty quickly by Phelps. Phelps meets Kimbrell. Kimbrell's a pretty shifty runner, but at only 5'8", 150 pounds, if he gets hit solidly, it doesn't go any farther.
Well, the bad thing for him that time was that he was stood up, and he's not going to win that battle, as you said, at that size.
6 foot, 180-pound Trey Phelps, strong safety, stood him up, but about a 7-yard gain. And, you know, if Kimbrell doesn't go back to the inside, keeps running to the sideline, probably picks up a couple more on the play. So snap is under center. Once again, I formation behind him, giving the ball to Kimbrell. Kimbrell is stopped by Gilson, a yard deep in the backfield, and Gilson looked like he just got his arms around both horns and twisted him over and hog-tied him down. No hog-tied, that's not. Steer wrestled him down. My brother-in-law chuckling at me right now. 3rd down and 5 for the Owls.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down early here in this ball game. 6.5 minutes to go, and they're trailing by 7. They need to get something going, Boots, on offense.
Twins to the far side, twins to the near side. Snap rolling out, throwing out to the flat. Too far for the intended receiver in front of him. That was Hunter Bird.
Well, at that time you saw Snap really throw it before he needed to, Boots.
That bird wouldn't hunt at the time.
The dog probably would, but...
Yeah, that's close enough. 4th and 5 for the Owls.
Just about, well, they were at the 25 a moment ago when they punted, so out to the 32.
6:18 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. 7-0 Stephenville. Back to the punt is Andy Strickland. No, it is Ryan Barnett. Muck came very close to blocking it a while ago. There's no rush this time.
Ooh, not a good kick.
Yeah, that's the S word in golf. You never want to say the shank. It gets at about the 44-yard line and bounces backwards. Only a 9-yard punt for Barnett.
You know, that first punt by Barnett was pretty much the same. It looked like it went off kind of the right side of his foot, but he got the good roll that time. He backed that one up.
Little bit of a breeze now. Johnny, before the game there was nothing, and now there's just a touch. Let's go to Stevie on the sideline right after this play and ask him if he feels any difference on the field. Certainly you saw it in that punt. Twins to the near side, double wing look to the near side with Matkins. Play action, throwing out to Matkins, makes the connection, cuts up at the 40, down to about the 39-yard line, a gain of 1 on the play. A quick swing pass to Matkins, only picks up 1. Steve Ross, do you feel anything different?
No, Boots, you called it right. It's just a breeze. That punt really just, the spin was backwards and he shanked it off his foot, and that was more the punt. The wind really didn't have anything to do with that. But if there is a wind, Stephenville has it at their back now. I don't know about you guys, but it looks like they may throw it a little bit here in the first quarter.
They have shown that so far. Briles is under center, 2 behind him. Flags down, throwing on the flats. Douglas makes the catch inside the 20, and now they'll blow this one dead as upfield too quick was Mr. O'Neill, I believe.
Yep.
Left just a step quick, and that's disappointing for the Jackets because the Owls have forgot to send a cornerback out on 6'5" T.J. Douglas. And how do you forget him?
And out there with him was Cody Towns, 5'8", 155.
And Johnny, do you think he's 5'8"? Number 36?
I'm 5'9", and I don't know.
As my mother said about one of the players on the roster, and I won't say who, he's listed at 5'8". My mom's 5'4". She says, I'm taller than he is.
Oh, now, come on.
2nd and 14, Briles under center. I didn't say his name. Hunter in motion to the far side. Another Jacket jumps, but no call. Going out the flats, Hunter around the 40, inside to about the 39-yard line. A pickup of about 5 on the play, so it'll set up 3rd down and 9 for the Jackets. Steve, I'm having a little trouble with the snap count as far as it's a timing situation, I believe, and we've had some people releasing downfield a little quickly.
Yeah, and I think they're...
There's an official's timeout. An Owl down out at about the 35-yard line. Let's take a break. 7-0 Stephenville to 5:14 mark of the first quarter. We're back in 1 minute.
Hi folks, this is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, and this is my dad, Dwayne. Bruner Motors has been a mainstay on Stephenville South Loop for over 30 years now because of great pricing, service, and financing. At Bruner's, we carry a huge selection of Chevys, Buicks, Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles, and Cadillacs. We've got financing to fit almost any budget. And when you need servicing, our specially trained technicians can handle it.
That's Bruner Motors, a tradition on the South Loop in Stephenville since 1969.
Accidents happen, and no matter when or where they do, the world's largest claim service network gets on the case immediately. Prompt personal service is no accident. So we can get you back on the road faster than you can say,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Third down and 9. Briles rolling out, looking, still looking, throwing the ball, and the touch pass, and it's picked off. Dropping to his feet immediately is Noah Labhart. He makes the interception. Briles was just trying to lob one over the top of him to O'Neill, who was open. Briles just didn't put enough on it, and Briles now with 2 picks in the game.
That's pretty unusual, to say the least, for Kendal Briles.
So it's 1st and 10 for Joshua here at their own 31-yard line. You hear the Joshua fans right in front of us getting a little rowdy after back-to-back picks. 5:08 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. 7-0. Stephenville on top of Joshua. Draw play going to Barnett. He is tackled immediately by Gilson and Harmon. A gain of 1, maybe 2. And now a late flag comes in.
Now we've got another Joshua Alherd, too.
But the deep safety judge, I should say the deepest receiver in the defensive backfield, drops a flag way after the play was over. Let's find out what happened. This is dead ball, personal foul against Stephenville. Boy, I didn't even see that. And Gilson has gone to the sideline to talk to the coaching staff as there's an injured player on the sideline. That is the center, Michael Martinez, 5'8", 190-pound junior.
Joshua fans are hollering that...
And Scott has now been beckoned to the sideline by the coaching staff. We'll see if maybe Steve Ross can get a feel for how the personal foul was called. There is a official's timeout now for the injured player. Martinez is staying down on the ground, and this does not look good.
Yeah, he was rolling around like he had a knee or an ankle that was really hurting him. Yeah, the Joshua fans, some guy was hollering that maybe a Stephenville Yellow Jacket threw a punch or something. Oh, good, he's up.
Comanche, we have this score at Glenrose. Glenrose 0-7, 0-2 on the year. Comanche 1-6, 1-1. Important game for Comanche. They want to make the playoffs. They trail 14-0 at Glenrose.
First quarter.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Joshua Owls at their own 47-yard line. And now a timeout has been taken by Joshua. We'll take one with them. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Brought to us by Bank of America. Bill back in 1 minute.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellow Jackets? No matter where you're from or what you're doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
Are you troubled by strange noises under your car?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your drive shaft?
Have you or any of your family suspected a spook, specter, or ghost in your machine?
If the answer is yes,
then don't wait another minute. Call the professionals. We're ready to believe you. Our courteous and efficient staff will take care of you whether you need new tires,
struts,
brakes,
front end alignment,
or just a spark in your spook. Trans Texas Tire. We're ready to believe you.
Five minutes to go here in the Bank of America first quarter. Joshua's taking the timeout. Their center is on the sideline getting some work done to an ankle. Coming in the game to take his place, number 56. That is David Sumter, 5'8", 185-pound junior. 1st and 10 for the Owls at their own 47-yard line. This is the deepest penetration of the Owls at their own 47. Snap, play action, setting up in a big rush. Those out in the flat, has Ryan Barnett. Barnett gets enough for the first down as he is at the 44-yard line of Stephenville. A 10-yard completion on the play action pass from Snap to Barnett. And Johnny, we talked about this before the break as they will measure now. It was maybe not enough for 10 yards. Stephenville got the quick score.
Sometimes that can really be a negative thing.
And it has happened a lot to Stephenville this year. If they get a very quick score to begin the ball game, it's almost like they lose a touch of their intensity, and it is a very lull ball game. You have a very much of a lull feeling on both sides of the ball. Everyone kind of standing around with their hands on their hips, not a lot going around, not going on, and so that plays into the advantage of the Joshua Owls.
Well, it's just like, you know, it's an overused thought, but it's true as tonight as it is any other night. Whenever you let a team that's a major underdog stick around in a game, bad things can happen. So that's why, of course, Coach Briles was saying during pregame interview with you that we need to put them away, get it out of hand, and then, you know, start looking at getting some guys out of the game and worrying about next week. But first week, you got to take care of, first thing you got to do is take care of that business tonight.
Just inches short of the yardage needed for the first down, so Snap will have second and less than one. Snap will take it by himself, and he gets about a yard, yard and a half. First down, Joshua. Steve Ross over there, is anyone screaming or hollering saying we need to get a little more intensity, a little bit more fired up?
No, there hadn't been a lot of that, but I think everybody realizes that, you know, the drop touchdown pass there in the first quarter could have been 14-0 right now. Then the offense just misfiring a little bit, but you know, Boots, they could line up and play smash mouth football if they wanted to. Obviously, they got some things they need to address in the passing game. They're working on that now.
All righty, thank you, Stevie. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Two receivers to the near side. In some trouble is Snap. Snap will avoid one rush, then get the ball off. It is underthrown. A good job by Snap as he broke the sack attempt of Monk. and then just threw the ball away. So to bring up second down and 10, Monk had a chance at him about 12 to 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you mentioned he threw it away, but if you're going to throw it away like that, you better throw it out of bounds, because he almost threw an interception there at about the Stephenville 40-yard line.
It's almost like he was looking for an area of green just to dump it, and that's what he got away with.
You know, looking at where Steve is over on the sideline, I noticed Craig Parks walking around over there. He looks pretty good for a guy that's been through what he's been through the last couple of weeks.
Strickland goes in motion to the far side. I formation. Pitch back to Kimbrell. Kimbrell makes one man miss, but not the second. Loss of 1 on the play. It'll set up third down and about 11 for the Owls. And, boy, you look at Quinn Kimbrell, a guy 5'8", 150 pounds, very fast, but if anybody touches him, down right there.
Yeah, you know, on that play right there, like with Harrison comes in, that's almost one of those deals you see out there at the PRCA rodeo. You expect the guy to throw his hand up in the air, you know, to stop the clock or something. He's talking about steer wrestling.
He's thrown him down.
That's exactly what it looked like Harrison did on that play.
Third down and 11 for the Owls at the Stephenville 44-yard line, 3:36 and counting in the Bank of America first quarter, 7-0 Stephenville. Play action snap. Snap looking to throw. Has a receiver, and it's dropped.
Oh, Brady Gunn thought he had that one.
Boy, Andy Strickland across the middle. Lost momentary sight of the ball as Brady Gunn flashed right in front of him trying to make the pick. Gunn was not able to hold the ball. It goes through Gunn's hands and then hits Strickland in the shoulder pads. And, John, since Gunn was the free safety, he went for the pick and missed it. If Strickland holds on, he's behind everyone.
Yeah, he scores. Boy, if you're going to do that, you better make sure you either knock the ball down or make the pick.
4th and 1, the Owls will be forced to punt. Barnett will be kicking from about his own 45-yard line. Low snap but handled. Pooch kick is spiraling down at about the 20, inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. So an effective punt by Ryan Barnett of 29 yards puts the Jackets in their own 14-yard line. 3:19 to go in the Bank of America first quarter, 7-0 Stephenville.
Well, that time, obviously, the Jackets not going for a block. That would have been the time to do it. Snap basically rolled back. It was a very low snap from center, and they could have blocked that one pretty easy, I think, Boots, if they'd have had the rush they had earlier.
Twins to the far side, 1 to the near side. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Hunter stands next to Briles in shotgun formation, 1st and 10 at the Jacket 14. Snap back, Briles quickly going out to Bashaw. Bashaw gets a block, goes up the sideline, then cuts up to about the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play.
A couple of good blocks out there by the receivers, and that got him around the corner and got that positive yardage.
2nd and 4 for Stephenville at the 20-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go now in the first quarter. 7-0 Stephenville on top of Joshua.
Yeah, I've been doing a little quick math after that first score. That's actually, at not counting penalties, 9 plays for Stephenville, 105 yards of total offense already.
Pitch to the near side, Hunter. Hunter cuts up 30, 35, 20, 25 across 30, now 35, out to the 40-yard line. Began almost the auctioneer call there on the 20-yard run for Zach Hunter.
Man, I tell you, Derek Haney got a great block, but how many times do we say that every week, Boots? You know, the fullback's so important in the running game of any team, but especially in Stephenville. You remember, like last year, Farazes and the year that he had, Derek Haney picking up right where Jimmy left off, making great blocks to get Hunter into the open area.
And Tinklenberg.
Yeah.
Finally said that name right. Briles, play action, looking to throw, still looking, is flushed out. Now we'll get to the 40 and we'll go out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play.
Talk about putting your head down and punishing a defender. Anthony Taylor, number 10, he got the shoulder of Kendal Brown. When Kendal saw he wasn't going to make any more than the 45-yard line, he just lowered his head and ends up getting about 6.5 yards on that carry.
Most quarterbacks who about the 44 would have just stepped out, and Briles said, nah, I think I'll try to punish somebody.
And he got a couple of yards out of doing that.
So it's 2nd down and a short 4 needed for Stephenville, almost to the 46-yard line of their own. 2 receivers to the far side. Double tight end look for Stephenville with a wing back, that is Hunter, and 1 back. Play action. Briles setting up, looking to throw. Still looking, across the middle, has an open receiver. Douglas, high catch, he makes it, brings it down. 35, breaks the tackle, 30, breaks another, 20, to the 15, 10, breaks another, down to the 5-yard line is T.J. Douglas. Running like a wild man as he went high up the ladder to bring that one down after the 41-yard catch. And when 6'5" T.J. Douglas goes high in the air to bring that one down, I think the ball was somewhere around the rim when he brought that one down. 35 yards run after catch.
That's impressive. And, yeah, it better have been T.J. or that pass is incomplete.
By anyone else probably in this district.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he went up and grabbed it. That's the good hands you saw last year when TJ played basketball for Coach.
I mean, he was high enough to just throw that dunk straight down.
Oh, that was great.
Briles under center, handoff over the left side. Walker, lots of running room across the goal line, touchdown. The score from about the 4-yard line extends the Jacket lead 13-0 at the Bank of America. First quarter mark of 1:39, the PAT upcoming.
Well, and if you're Joshua, you know, you've done some things, got 2 picks, you know, really been in position to do something. You didn't. You're down 14 after the extra point.
David Walker with a strong carry, and he was behind that offensive line, and by the time he broke the line of scrimmage, really no one there in blue jerseys for the Owls. Eben Nelson getting set. Petronas has the hold. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good.
Man, he kicked that to the concession stand.
And that's a long ways here. 1:39 to go from Owl Stadium in Joshua, Texas. Stephenville 14, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Your friends at Brooks Real Estate want to kick off a winning season by teaming up with the real estate professionals at Brooks Real Estate, the strategy that sells. Call Brooks at 965-5051.
Stephenville extends their lead 14-0 at the 1:39 mark as the Jackets get set to kick off. Urgent in to kick for the Yellow Jackets. And Johnny, we'll get to the scoring drive right after this kick.
We do have an update from Cleburne, too. We'll have that for you as well.
Kick is away. High pooch kick to the near sideline will be fair caught at the number 17 at the 25-yard line. That is Noah Labhart.
That score from Cleburne Brownwood in the first quarter on top of Cleburne, 7-0. That is a first quarter score. Brownwood 7, Cleburne nothing, and that is a big game, as you mentioned. We'll look at the score some here in just a second. That was a quick drive, but a pretty well sustained drive too, I think, by Stephenville.
Ran the football a little bit.
Yeah, 5 plays, 86 yards, only took 1 minute and 40 seconds. That doesn't sound like much of a sustained drive, but it really was. That scoring summary brought to you by Barnes & McCullough.
Especially compared to the first drive. Snap, back to throw, gets hit right when he lets it go. It's up, and it's picked off. A great interception by Fanning. Fanning brings it down. Jesse does at about the 48-yard line. He had great position.
Inside position.
On Jeremy Kaywood. Stepped right in front of him when the pass was thrown, picked it off, and so the Jackets will have the ball 1st and 10, actually spotted right on the 50-yard line.
Boy, and credit Fanning, because the defender was hanging all over. The receiver who ended up being the defender was hanging all over Fanning, and as you said, that great inside position, turned around, made the pick. Oh, by the way, snap was just getting drilled back there as he threw it.
Briles is under center. He will send Hunter, the one back in motion to the near side. Briles setting up, looking to throw. Still looking. Now a quick hit to O'Neal. O'Neal drops the football. Curl pattern for O'Neal about 13 yards downfield. Hit him right in the shoulder pad and bounced off. And you saw where his head was pointed after he missed the ball.
Looking up the middle of the field.
He was looking to see where he was about to run. And boy, 2 bad drops so far on passes from Briles tonight. Briles has got pretty decent numbers, but he could have about 80 more yards right now.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, because the one that Avalos dropped was 61.
Briles is under center once again. Now we'll fake the pitch, throw out to Bashaw. Bashaw across the 45, inside the 40, first down across to the 35, 34-yard line. The quick hitter to Bashaw getting good blocks downfield by his receivers and linemen goes for, well, we'll call it a 15-yarder as Jay Doty, the tackle, got out there and got a great block. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Joshua 35-yard line.
I know Steve is standing right down there. Steve, that was quite a block, I would say, by Jay Doty, was it not?
Jay Doty doing the job that Rob Lilly did last year. I'll tell you, somebody else that came in to clean up a mess a little bit that time was Brian Keggins, who got downfield in a hurry and laid some people out.
Keggins, 6'5", 285. That's a lot of mass getting downfield. Briles rolling to the near side, looking to throw. high over the head of O'Neill, and it's picked off. The third of the game, 20, 25 to the 30, across the 40, across the 45, and knocked out of bounds by Briles at the 46-yard line. Kendal just well overthrew the ball that time, and it was picked off once again by Quinn Kimbrell, his second pick of the game. So Joshua will begin 1st and 10 at the Stephenville 47-yard line.
Man, I thought, Lutz, I thought that time that they might have been, I thought they might have been looking for Josh Wooten that time. That was him that swung out of the backfield and was going down the sideline.
Right, so either underthrown for Wooten or overthrown for O'Neill.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell from my angle, but I thought Wooten was wide open.
Third pick of the night for Briles. 1st and 10 for Joshua. Pitch out to Kimbrell. Kimbrell getting to the sideline, and he does. But finally is tackled by Fanning. I thought he had gotten past Fanning. Fanning reached out with an arm to pull him down after about a 4-yard gain. He'll set up 2nd down and 6.
Well, you saw that good closing speed of Jesse right there. I'm with you. I thought he was well around the corner there, and Fanning just reached out, grabbed him, threw him to the ground.
Stephenville is going to lead 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, and Stephenville has 3 turnovers in Joshua territory.
Yeah, I think Coach Briles really wanted that 3rd touchdown in the first quarter.
That will do it. The end of the first quarter has arrived. We appreciate the folks at Bank of America. Stephenville 14, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Nip in the air, changing leaves, can only mean one thing.
It's football season!
I'm Roger Easter, your local Lennox dealer, and it's also home heating season.
I have the dish, the big screen, the recliner.
He also has a reliable high-fish seat Lennox heat pump.
Yep, this season this is the best seat in the house, baby.
Thanks to Easter Air, it's also the warmest.
Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Offering Stephenville's largest selection of colors and styles, Danny's House of Carpet covers all of your flooring needs. Besides our wide selection, our friendly, knowledgeable staff can help you with anything from carpet and ceramic tile flooring to custom drapes, bedspreads, and professional installation. Serving the Stephenville area for 26 years and counting, come by Danny's House of Carpets at 1670 South Loop for all of your decorating needs.
Start of the second quarter brought to us by Cook Lumber.
Man, that was a quick first quarter, wasn't it?
About 35 minutes.
Why did I just say that?
Because you jinxed us for the second quarter.
We'll look at first quarter numbers right after this, please.
Snap under center, 2 backs behind him, pitch back, and it's going to be a halfback throw, trying to throw the ball deep. Lots of people downfield with a bunch of traffic. Scott, it was all over.
Oh, man.
Was all over the intended receiver, Quinn Kimbrell. Kimbrell was going, no, check that, not Quinn Kimbrell. I got caught off guard. Jeremy Kaywood. The tailback on the play was Chris Prazik. Prazik took the pitch.
He's got to be thinking, Coach, let's don't call that play again, because he just got steamrolled back there, didn't he?
After he took the pitch and let the pass go, Scott had good coverage downfield on Kaywood. Boy, got caught off guard on that one. 3rd down and 6 for the Owls at the 43. Play action snap, rolling out, looking to throw. Throwing up and over the head of the intended receiver, and then almost caught by Joshua, our receiver, who was behind the play.
Is that 82?
Same player, Jeremy Kaywood. Pass was intended for Andy Strickland, went off his hands.
Do we have a flag?
And almost bounced to Kaywood. Officials are talking to each other, aren't they, right now?
Yeah.
And Joshua thinks there's a flag. Let's see what it is.
Clock.
Oh, the clock never started. It's still showing 12 minutes, and we've had 3 plays. 2 plays.
Well, I did jinx us, didn't I? That gives us a chance to look at the numbers from the first quarter. Pretty impressive. For Stephenville, 49 rushing, 144 passing, a total of 193. Picking up right where they left off last week.
And looking at 193, and you're talking about some deep drops on some passes. They could be about 270 right now.
And 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions. 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. Penalties, 3 for 25 against Stephenville. For Joshua, 17 rushing, 13 passing for a total of 30 yards, and 3 first downs, no penalties, the 1 interception. And 1 for 4 on third down conversion.
Well, let's see, 190. What kind of pace does that put us on? 380, about 760. It beat last week.
Yeah. I have a feeling that might not
happen tonight.
Keep up. Yeah.
Well, unless the Jackets keep driving and having turnovers and only leading by 14 points. Boy, all kinds of trouble with the Joshua scoreboard. Is
they're trying to reset it right now. And
Justin, you want to go help them out?
Well, we might have to keep time on the field. Is it fourth down?
It is fourth down and about 6 for the Owls.
I guess we could keep the time on the field, couldn't we?
Be tough on the old play-by-play man.
I don't think they're probably worried about that.
Should I go make my voice heard?
No.
Okay. 14-0 Stephenville on top of Joshua here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. We're in an official's timeout as they have still not been able to set the timing element seems to be the challenge on the scoreboard.
I think they're going to keep it on the field. Both the official went and talked to both coaches. You'd figure that's probably what they were talking about.
Ryan Barnett, Johnny, start watching. It is a fake coming to the near side across the 45, the 40. It is a first down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Chris Snap, the quarterback, was in the safety position. He took the snap directly and they came to the right side. Hey, you're 1-1 in district against the #1 ranked team in the state on their territory. Why not?
Yeah, and he picks up about 11 yards. Didn't need quite that much. But yeah, that's a great call. Stephenville,
the feisty Nightbirds of Joshua picking up the first down. Ball at the 32-yard line. Snap is under center. 2 behind him, give to the first man through. Good running room across the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Jonathan Wells, a sophomore running back, took the carry.
Justin Monk up to make tackle. I think if he doesn't make that tackle, he might score, Boots, as he just shot right up the middle. Well, you know, Joshua can go score here.
Very close to 10 yards on the run.
And the official's going to want to measure. Come on, make the call.
Just one way or another, and let's go. Okay, so they'll measure 14-0 Stephenville on top of Joshua. And so if we have to guess now as far as how much time's left, I'm saying somewhere around 10.5 right now.
Yeah, I would think they're still trying to work on that thing.
Not quite enough for the first down. Second down and inches for the Owls just outside the 23-yard line of Stephenville. And
obviously the first threat tonight for Joshua.
Boy, and you can just tell on the sideline and the players, this is a game that they understand what needs to happen, but not a tremendous amount of intensity. And I think the coaching staff would probably like a little bit more right now. Snap dives forward himself, and the quarterback gets enough for the first down, almost to the 21-yard line, and it will be enough for the first and 10 Joshua with the 21 to Stephenville. 14-0 Stephenville here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. About 10 minutes remaining in the half.
I guess that's the back judge back there keeping the, I think that's who's keeping the time.
Can we get the wireless over to him? Yeah, Steve Ross, just go stand next to the back judge and get a constant running clock for us.
Well, he could during a change of possession, or they'd be happy to tell you.
Handoff over the near side will go for nothing. Cal Gilson steps up Mr. Kimbrell before he can get to the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. It's second down and 11.
I was going to say he might have lost 1 or 2 on that one. He's already almost back to the 24 from the 21-yard line. I guess officially it'll be a 2-yard loss, but, well, that was a play. Never had chances. The defensive line just caved in on the Joshua offensive line.
Michael Martinez, the center that was injured earlier, is back in the ball game. Snap is under center. Play action. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's drilled all the way back at the 30-yard line. Then a throwing of the ball. How can that not be illegal grounding, as Harmon was riding Snap to the ground, and then he throws to the near sideline. Kimbrell was over there, but there's no way that Snap knew he was there.
And the official, credit the official, he, did he call it a
He may have
sack?
ruled loss of forward progress, and I think that's what the call has been.
I think you're right. I don't think the coaches for Joshua liked that call.
Either that or maybe a lateral on the pass, and Kimbrell went to a knee as soon as he picked up the bouncing ball. That's another possible explanation.
Yeah, that was closer to a lateral than it was a pass. You're exactly right. I hadn't thought of that.
But the ball is all the way back at the 32-yard line after that play, so it is third down and 21. Stephenville 14, Joshua nothing. Play action. looking to throw his snap. He's in some trouble. Scott Lee almost throws him down. He barely gets the ball away. It's behind the intended receiver, Barnett. It's in some traffic, but it falls to the ground harmlessly, setting up 4th down for Joshua.
Well, it looked like it was a pretty good little drive they had going. It got all the way down to the 21-yard line after the fake punt on the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, 21. And then the defense promptly in 3 plays runs you all the way back to the 32.
4th and 21. Do you fake it again, Johnny? They're going to attempt a field goal here of 49 yards. The kicker, number 16, that's Derek Milholland. This kick will come at the 39-yard line. A 49-yard attempt for Milholland with a slight wind. Hold down. Kick is on the way. Does not have near enough. It will be no good, and the Jackets will take over in good field position. 14-0 Stephenville, as Milholland really didn't get a hold of that one very well.
Well, did you see, I'm sorry, I missed the holder.
Well, if it is Michael Martinez is the normal holder. I don't know if he's the deep snap holder.
Did you see them, and Monk went flying by him, almost blocked it, and they both kind of just looked back like, what was that?
Somebody just went by us in a white jersey.
They just kind of flew by us.
Briles is under center, 2 backs behind him. Mackins, the fullback, comes in motion to the near side. Briles giving the ball to Hunter across the 30, 35, out to the 38-yard line. A pickup of about 6 to 7 on the play.
Nice tackle that time coming across the middle. Jerry Smith, number 34, coming in to make that tackle. First time now for Stephenville will be going from right to left here in this first offensive series here in the second quarter.
Into the slight breeze here at Owl Stadium.
Boy, just slight. This has got to be one of the nicest evenings we've had. Now, the 25-second clock's still working, so that's good.
Briles is in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. Snap back, giving the ball to Hunter. Up the middle, finds a seam across the 40, inside 45, across midfield, down to the 49-yard line. A good open field tackle by the Joshua Owls, number 21, Gary Johnson. But it is enough for a first down and a pickup of about 13 yards. So
Yeah.
another good run for Hunter, who's got a great per carry average working so far tonight.
Here comes the receiving core now of O'Neill, Madkins, and Avalos. Douglas up top.
Ball is spotted at the right between the 49 and the 50.
I guess actually probably about 12 yards. It took them a while to spot that ball, didn't it?
And they have still yet to have set the chains. What kind of yardage do we have for Mr. Hunter so far in the game?
Well, we've got another official's timeout. 3 carries, 38 yards. By the way, you mentioned Kendal's numbers. 7 of 11, 144.
And 3 of the 4 misses are picks.
Yeah.
That's an interesting numbers. Twins to the far side, trips to the near side. Briles is in shotgun, throwing out the flats, has Mackins across midfield. Good block, 45 or 40-yard line. Enough for a first and very close, but they will rule that good block, I said, by Mr. O'Neill.
Look at Toby pleading his case. The official, he's going, what?
They'll say that is a push in the back or a hold. Boy, Toby I called it a good block. That'll be one interesting to watch on the film. It would have been very close to the yardage needed for the first, so instead they will credit Mackins with about a 3-yard catch and then back it up 10 yards from there, and it'll be first again and about 17.
You know, I'm not criticizing this officiating crew because obviously they're seeing things, but, you know, this is a game, this is one of those games that drives you, the fan, crazy, because they cannot get any flow to the game as it just keeps getting interrupted. You know, this is a game that was could click right along, but they just seem to stay in the way of the progress of this football game.
Trips to the far side, Twins to the near side. John Hollinger, American.
Does that sound like a guy that wants to go home?
Briles, pump, still looking. Now we'll throw a deep ball. Has an open receiver. It's Bashaw. Can't make the catch. Had the ball in his hands and another drop for Stephenville. Now I will credit one of the back defenders, and that's 25, that's Chris Brzak, jumped in front of Bashaw right when the ball arrived, but it still hit Bashaw right in the hands as he was jumping at the 25 and cannot pull it down.
Again, probably a pass that Kendal might not have thrown. As, you know, when you wait that long and throw over the middle, usually bad things are going to happen.
3 drops tonight, O'Neill, Bashaw, and Avalos, and 3 picks as well, and then a bunch of big yardage for the Jackets. Briles setting up, looking to throw, still looking, and now he'll run across the 45, across midfield, makes a move to the near sideline, sets up a block. He does. 45 and goes down at the 44-yard line. A pickup of about 11 or 12 on the play. 12 yards, and so it'll be now 3rd down and about 6 for the Jackets after the nice scamper by the junior quarterback.
Yeah, and I believe Coach Briles addressed that with you today when you mentioned like the Cleveland game. He said, yeah, we do want him to stand back in the pocket, but when the team needs a first down or a big play and he can run the football, and he did just that.
Go get it. 3rd down and 6. Pitch out to Hunter. Hunter cuts up, tries to get to the sideline. He does. Inside the 40, 35, 30, down to about the 25-yard line.
Fast.
First down for Zach Hunter as he picks up almost 20 yards on the carry. The Zach Hunter, he went down and watched the big somersault twist and then jumping right back up.
Golly. You know, he would have done good in Fred Flintstone's car.
With those fast feet that are only about 3 feet from each other.
Exactly. Steve Ross can do that sound effect very well.
Steve, we may ask you to do that all during the next Zach Hunter run. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 25. Play action, Briles rolling out. Great protection. Throwing the near fade pattern. Has Wooten caught. 10, 5, touchdown. A great play action fake and then throwing back across the grain. To Hooten makes the catch. The play will go 26 yards, and Stephenville extends 20-0 here in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
Remember the pick down here, and I said it looked like Wooten was open.
Same play.
The exact same play they went back to, and indeed he was open again. That time Kendal hit him right in stride. Beautiful. Have no idea when that play scored, but it is in the second quarter.
The clock is off. I'll guess it's at the 8-minute mark. Eben Elson is getting set for the extra point. Doty the snap, Petronas the hold. Awaiting. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. Around 8. Wait. We got flags down after the kick. Let's wait and see what the flags are. Officials discussing.
Maybe we can
Still waiting. It is offsides against Joshua. It is declined.
Maybe we can get Steve to go there and find out from that back judge how much time.
Extra point is good. Approximate 8 minutes to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 21, Joshua nothing. Back in 1 minute on KS.
Hi folks, this is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, and we're gearing up for another year of Stephenville sports. There's no better way to get to this year's games than in a new car or truck from Bruner Motors. Now's a good time to check out our prices on new Chevy half-ton pickups or Pontiac Sunfires, and we've got financing to fit almost any budget. So drop by this week at Bruner's on the South Loop. And don't forget to support the Stephenville Yellow Jackets as they go for their 4th state championship.
At Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, we're serving our 3rd generation. The year was 1948. The same year LP Records were introduced. Harry S. Truman was elected president, and Humphrey Bogart was packing them in with Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Jake and Dorothy Roach began offering high-quality food, prompt-friendly service, and fair prices. This almost overnight success continues today under the direction of their daughter, Carrie Roach, who's proud to continue Jake and Dorothy's commitment to providing the best food, service, and price in the area. At Jake and Dorothy's, a little bit of history comes with every meal.
21-0, Stephenville on top of Joshua.
That last scoring drive, 6 plays, 68 yards, and we don't know how long it took. It took about 6 plays. Wooten on a 26-yard pass from Briles. PAT is good, 21-0. Our scored summary brought to you by the Walmart Vision Center.
It's not because we don't care, it's just the scoreboard's out here. Norgent's high end-over-end kick will be taken at about the 20-yard line. Trying to set up a return on the near side will go for negative yardage. Returning the ball for the Owls was Daniel Garrett. They were trying to set up a return to the near home sideline, but Garrett could never get back to his blockers.
Let's run those scores down for District 5 4A. We have all 3 of those games reporting into us. In the second quarter, Andrews 17, Big Spring nothing.
A little bit surprising. Big Spring ranked 10th in the state 2 weeks ago. Now is on the verge of losing 2 district games.
And the battle of the winless in that district, Angela Lakeview 14, Fort Stockton nothing. We'll have the other one.
Handoff straight up the middle to Barnett at the 20-yard line. He will go forward for 1 yard. John, let me tell you why that first one is interesting.
Okay.
Because if Big Spring does lose now 2 games, and then ends up not even going to the playoffs. They were the one that had the lock on the big school. It would then go to Andrews, who would be the big school representative, and you'd be talking about between Sweetwater and Snyder that Stephenville would be playing on the first round out.
And that score is a Sweetwater 7, Snyder 14. That is in the second quarter, that game being played out at Snyder.
Second down and 8 for the Owls after the 2-yard Barnett run.
That is it.
Snap under center, looking to throw. He's hit immediately. The ball is out and caught by the tight end out to the 29-yard line.
Nice solo tackle there by Cal Gilson, but not before first down for the Owls.
Tight end Hunter Bird made the catch. Pickup of about 9 to 10 on the catch. So it's a first down for the Owls at the 28-yard line.
Let's go down to Steve just a second. Hey, Steve, are the officials updating the coaches as far as time is concerned?
Yes, and the Stephenville coaches are keeping a clock. When Stephenville started that scoring drive, there was 9:05 to go in the second quarter. They finished it with 6:48 to go. So we should be around the 6-minute mark right now, or perhaps into the 5s now with that completed pass.
So it's first down and 10. Snap, play action, rolling near side. Flag is down, throwing a deep ball. It's up, and it's almost picked off by Gunn. And the ball hits Feltz in the back, he was shadowing Quinn Kimbrell. Kimbrell, I don't think, looked back as Feltz was shadowing him, and the ball hit them down the field. This probably is illegal shift against the Owls, and it is.
So that was a drive. What did he say, 9:05?
It was when it started, and score came at 6:48.
So 2:17 on the time of possession on that scoring drive. That's pretty good. Six plays, 2:17 is what it ended up being on time of possession.
Briles tells the officials to decline the penalty. It'll bring up second down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go now in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
Did
21
Steve say the coaches are
keeping a
kind
clock.
of their own clock? I guess
Yes.
just to kind of get a ballpark on
what the referee has, or the back judge, depending on who has the clock.
Is that your responsibility, the get back coach?
Get back and clock manager. Second down and 10. Pitch up to Kimbrell. Kimbrell looking to go the sideline. He does. He gets positive yardage, about 6 yards.
Oh, that's a nice run.
Run out of bounds at the 35-yard line, maybe even almost 7. It'll bring up third down and short for the Owls. Stephenville leading 21-0 here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville looking to go 18 straight tonight, and that obviously would be as far as I'm concerned, the longest winning streak in the state right now, wouldn't you think?
In 4A?
Yes, well, definitely in 4A, you know.
Yeah, because the defending state champions in the other division have not gone win.
Well, Duncanville has been beat. I know that. Flag's down again. Pitch back to Kimbrell. He will barely get to the line of scrimmage. Boy, Cal Gilson just took a helmet to the knee, and kind of a cheap shot if you ask me. He gets up very gingerly and is limping on the right knee, and boy, somebody coming in behind hit Gilson right on the side of the knee. And
now, to credit the blocker, he did try to kind of let up when he realized what he was doing, I think, but it was one of those that was really needless well after the play was over. But I agree with you, that
boy, and we had an angle to see Gilson's knee. When it took the helmet, it just bent sideways to the middle.
The penalty is decline the legal procedure, so that'll bring up fourth down. What about 4, I guess, needed for first down.
Back in the game to punt for the Owls is Ryan Barnett. He will punt from about his own 20-yard line. Gunn and Phelps back for the Jackets at their own 35. 21-0 Stephenville.
Yet another punt for Joshua.
Barnett's kick is away. Took his time. Almost got that one blocked. It comes down at the 40-yard line. And it will be down at the 35, and that's where Stephenville will begin. First and 10, their own 35-yard line, leading 21-0 at around 4.5 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 28 yards on the kick.
What? Need a mouthpiece. Hey, need a mouthpiece.
Boy, this is, I think this one's in hand, as Coach Briles would hope that it would be. And then he could start doing some stuff. You know, we're just an hour into this game, and probably somewhere around the
4.5 minute mark.
4.5 minute mark. I think he'd like to get at least one more, don't you, here? And then be up 28-0 at the half. That'd be, I think, a good spot to be in.
Briles under center, sends Gunn in motion to the far sideline. Now throws out to Gunn. Gunn is hit, but breaks one tackle. Now gets to the near sideline. Breaks another inside the 40. Breaks another tackle across the 45-yard line to the 46 to the 47-yard line. A first down for Brady Gunn, who blocks about 3 to 4 tackles, 11 yards on the gain.
14 after the
catches. He was about 3 or 4 yards deep in the backfield after he made the catch.
He really should have been tackled back there, but as we've seen all year long, Brady and his strength had just pulled away from the would-be tackler.
Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Briles in shotgun, takes the snap. Great protection, throwing the deep ball across the middle, just out of the reach of Cody Avalos, who was starting to clear at the 20. A touch more air under that one, and Cody camps into that one at about the 15 and scores easily. It's now 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion.
Yeah, Cody might have even been able to reach out and grab that one as he was streaking. That was a great pass by Kendal.
Trips to the far side, one to the near side. One back is in a slot look right behind Kendal Briles under center. Jackets jump off sides. Aaron Carpenter getting some playing time for the Jackets.
Just came into the game on that play, so he was a little
unfamiliar with the snap count. That'll cost the Jackets 5 yards.
A little fresher legs there. He was ready to
run. A little
run.
Quicker off the line.
Yep.
So somewhere just under 4 minutes to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. It's Stephenville 21, Joshua nothing.
In fact, we may even be able to check in with Steve here in just a second.
And in case any
get a more specific time on how much is left in the first half here. We'll do it after this play.
Twins to the far side, one to the near side. Double tight end, double wingback, I should say, as Briles is in shotgun, rolling to the far side. We'll throw back across the middle, high over the head of the intended receiver, Douglas, who was open about 12 yards to 15 yards downfield, but instead the ball goes to one of the Stephenville coaching staff.
In fact, I believe Steve just got that information for us.
On all these completed passes, this drive began with 4:48 on the clock. We're now at the 4:07 mark.
All right. Started at the 4:48 mark, and we're at 4:07. All right. Thank you, Steve.
And in case any of the radio faculty from Weatherford Junior College happen to be listening right now, howdy. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. 3rd down. Faking on the inside. It's a keep by Briles. Briles makes one, miss another. Across the field. 1st down. Inside the 40. Another miss. Inside the 30. Down to the 25. Great comeback. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown to the Briles. But a flag all the way back at the 40-yard line.
Man, what a great run by Kendal Briles.
He had 2 good cutbacks and made 3 men miss. It is a 5-yard face mask against Joshua. It will be declined. Touchdown, Kendal Briles. The play goes 58 yards, and Stephenville has extended 27-0. Here, around 3.5 minutes to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. The extra point is upcoming.
Oh, what a great cutback at about the 50. Breaking tackles. He would not be denied.
Jackets are going to run out of the swinging gate. All the linemen to the left. Phelps is the quarterback in shotgun. Setting up, looking to throw the deep fade pattern for Douglas. High in the air, he goes up, catches. 2-point conversion is good. The conversion from Phelps to Douglas is good.
By the way, no offense, that's for
other scouts to see. 29-0. We go to the break. Stephenville leading in the second quarter over Joshua. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Make an effort, we'll make the difference. Walk in, drive out.
I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. Hey, these are mine too.
Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years. Bill Tomlinson, class of 67. David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville.
29-0, Stephenville on top of Joshua here from Al Stadium in Joshua, Texas. John Hollinger, Boots Elliott, Steve Ross, glad to have you along with the rest of the KSTV sports team.
That last scoring summary, 4 plays, 63 yards, Briles on the 57-yard run. PAT good, 2-point PAT, by the way, 29-0. Scoring summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Virgin's end-over-end kick will be taken by Kimbrell at the 15, and he goes to a knee to try to gain the ball. He does, and so he is down immediately where he had his knee down. Actually, they'll spot him up at about the 18-yard line, but that's where the Owls will begin 1st and 10, their own 18, trailing Stephenville 29-0.
Pardon me, Boots. This score in from District 6-4A just down the road. Brownwood now in the second quarter on top of Cleburne, 10-0. Also over in District 7-3A, it's Glen Rose 28, Comanche 14. That game at Glen Rose as well. And in District 13, 6-man, it is Blanket on top of Mullen, 16-14.
1st and 10 for the Owls. Snap is under center, double tight end look, and now the tackle on the left side just kind of stands up and says, I don't know the snap count, and they flag him for illegal motion.
And that's where the quarterback says, if you'll wait till everybody else moves, you know, it's okay that you don't move. Oh, now he's being asked to leave.
Oh, he has had to come to the sideline.
Oh, Coach.
Coach, he's giving the palms up in the air. Coach, I didn't. So it's 1st and 15 for the Owls at about the 17, 18-yard line. 29-0, Stephenville on top. We're probably somewhere around 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll go to Steve Ross in just a second, who probably has an update on the time as the game clock is down here at Al Stadium. Straight ahead for Snap. Snap, the quarterback, goes on a sneak for about a yard, and it'll set up 2nd down. And is a timeout taken? It has been by Stephenville. We'll go to Steve Ross. Stevie, can you give us the time on the clock?
Yeah, you got me? Okay. I know, guys, after Stephenville scored, and I confirmed this with the official, it was 3:42 to go in the ball game. So the Jackets, obviously, with Joshua pinned down deep here, they're going to use their timeouts, try and get the ball back and score one more time here in the first half. And then I imagine they'll call the Dogs off.
All righty, Steve Ross.
Would that be the War Dogs? Or,
Thank you. 2 timeouts remaining. So how much are you guessing we have left in the game right in this first half?
Well, if that was 3:42, they're obviously wanting to score one more time.
Well, that means we still have more than 3 minutes remaining, I would guess, since the timeout has been taken and there's only been one play without the penalty after the kick.
Probably 3.5 minutes, about 3.5 minutes, I would think.
And you would think they would take consecutive timeouts here after each play.
Yeah, unless they, of course, don't require you to with maybe an incomplete pass, but I think they're going to run the football here.
Chris Snap is under center with 2 backs behind him after the timeout. Play action, Snap looking to throw, throwing it out across the middle, underthrown, had an open receiver. The receiver, Andy Strickland, the flanker, was near the yardage needed for the 1st down. It was slightly underthrown, and you know why it was slightly underthrown, Johnny?
Good pressure by the front 4 of Stephenville. Boy, just having fun tonight, that's for sure. And quite frankly, again, not to make this sound bad, but it doesn't look like it's requiring a whole lot of effort to have, you know, the penetrations that they're getting tonight.
3rd down and 15 with
a little quiet here in the stands tonight, isn't it?
Well, we're right on the 50-yard line, and there's not a lot of talking in front of us. A timeout is now taken before the play, and it's taken by Joshua. We'll take one with him. 29-0 Stephenville. We're back in 1 minute.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections. Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy partner.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We Know the territory.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellow Jackets? No matter where you're from or what you're doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
Just a little bit more than 3 minutes remaining here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 29-0, Stephenville.
Steve, I think maybe the coaches will want to know this. You can pass it along to them. Halftime, Brownwood 17, Cleveland nothing. That is a halftime score. Boy, I believe they're running the football tonight, dude.
Over there in Johnson County. I believe that is. Snap, looking to throw out in the flats, has a receiver. Ooh, Mr. Monk was all over the intended receiver, Jonathan Wells. That was very close to interference being called, but no call, and so it's fourth down, and with the incompletion, it stops the clock again.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get that done.
Oh,
hey, the clock moved down to 10 minutes. Maybe we're making progress. Maybe at halftime they can get it fixed. That'd be great.
So back at the 16-yard line is where the snap will take place for Ryan Barnett to punt this one. He stands just outside his own goal line. Gunn and Feltz at the 40-yard line. Low snap but handled. Kick his way. Good spiraling kick. Will come all the way past midfield, and the Jackets will let it roll, and that's probably not a good idea because it rolls all the way down to the 33-yard line. A 52-yard punt. Jackets were just going to let that one roll as far as they wanted to. It hit it about the 45 of Joshua and rolled about 27 yards almost.
Well, Steve, again, I know you're down there on the sideline. Any idea of the time right now?
I got it, and I did a little work while I was down here. 3:04 left to go in the first half. That clock update brought to you by Parks and Ross Auction Company.
Oh, please. Oh, that is a shameless self-plug. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Somebody take that mic away from him.
Tell Don, your buddy there, he's on now.
I know where I'm sending the bill for that,
There you go. There you go.
Inside trap, handoff to Hunter. Good running room across the 40, across midfield. Oh, he's almost across midfield. Hunter is stopped after a 14, 15-yard gain. And, one man made the stop, and that was Ryan Barnett, the linebacker. Our Hunter is still running. Gain of about 15 on the play.
Laphard, I believe, 17 was the one that, and he came up limping just a tad there, Boots.
First and 10 for the Jackets, yes, Johnny?
I was going to say, they look a little out of gas right here. I think halftime will be welcome for Joshua.
First and 10, inside trap fake. Now Briles looking to throw, throwing the deep ball. Has Bashaw back there, tough and caught. 10, 5, touchdown. 51 yards on the bomb from Briles to Bashaw, and Stephenville extends 35-0 with less than 3 minutes to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
2 plays on that drive. The Hunter handoff, the touchdown to Bashaw. And that was wide open. Bashaw, all he had to do is turn around and catch it.
There was a little bit of traffic, but the Joshua Owls, I don't think, expected Briles' ball to float it near as far as it did, because that ball was in the air for a good 45 yards. So Eben Nelson getting set for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. A little under 3 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Our score, Stephenville 36, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
At Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, we're serving our third generation. The year was 1948. The same year LP records were introduced. Harry S. Truman was elected president, and Humphrey Bogart was packing them in with Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Jake and Dorothy Roach began offering high-quality food, prompt friendly service, and fair prices. This almost overnight success continues today under the direction of their daughter, Carrie Roach, who's proud to continue Jake and Dorothy's commitment to providing the best food, service, and price in the area. At Jake and Dorothy's, a little bit of history comes with every meal.
Chihuahua's on West Washington is the best-kept secret in town. The chicken taco salad is a crispy jumbo tortilla filled to the brim with grilled chicken, fresh lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, sour cream, and guacamole. Or try the chicken nachos, cubes of golden grilled chicken topped with Monterey and cheddar cheese and guacamole and sour cream. The Double Meat Double Cheeseburger is killer. Complete a meal with cheese fries or the colossal onion rings. And remember, half-price drinks are served from 2 to 5 with our great shaved ice. Chihuahua is real food, real fresh, real good.
Deal has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Steele and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
Welcome back to the House Stadium in Joshua, Texas. Hey, Steve Ross, we just dropped your headset. Sorry about that. 36-0, Stephenville on top as the Jackets getting set to kick off with less than 3 minutes to go.
Boy, he'll tell you where the goal's in, won't he? He can't get anything back.
Hey, don't drop those you're wearing. Those belong to my wife.
Now that sounds good.
Virgin getting set. The kick is away. End-over-end kick will be taken. Doug Arnett out at about the 20-yard line. He'll reverse the field all on Dion, and he's in a lot of trouble. At about the 24-yard line, Daniel Garrett coming to the near sideline, trying to get to his lawn, and said, whoops, no, better go the other way, and it wasn't much better that direction. So first and 10 for the Owls.
There was
their
a
own
leak in the dam right there.
23-yard line.
Man. Well, I'm not sure that all of the usual Stephenville fans are here tonight.
Well,
But
I don't
a
want
pretty darn good crowd.
I don't want to say a sparse crowd, but a lot of fans were going to stay away because they were afraid of the old wood stands that didn't hold that much. A lot of them didn't know about the new aluminum stands, and they probably knew this would be that type of game. But I'm still guessing there's probably 1,000 fans that made the trip over here tonight.
So far, it's been kind of fun to watch, though.
First and 10 for the Owls at about the 23-yard line. Inside trap handoff to Barnett. Barnett running hard to about the 27-yard line. A pickup of 4 for the Owls, and a timeout is taken by Stephenville. 36-0. Jackets take the timeout. We're back in 1 minute.
I had to replace my old air conditioner. I wanted one to save me money.
So he called me, Roger Easter of Easter Air, your local Linux dealer.
He recommended an air conditioner that would save me 20%. Do I hear 30, 30 now, 40, 40 now, 50, 50 now, 60. 60% going once, twice to the Linux dealer who recommended a high-efficiency system that would save me money.
Yep, save up to 60% or my name isn't Roger Easter.
You sure are a man of few words.
Just trying to be efficient.
Linux, one less thing to worry about.
Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years. Bill Tomlinson, class of 67. David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville.
Second down and 7 for Joshua from their 27-yard line.
We're back to action. Inside trap handoff to Ryan Barnett. He will pick up about 3 to 4 yards, and now another timeout has been taken by Stephenville, 3rd and 3. We'll keep it right here.
By the way, that last corn summer's got a 2-play, 67-yard special on the 51-yard pass from Briles. The PAT was good. That makes the kick of the PAT was good. 36-0. That scoring summary brought to you by Lupi's on the South Fleet.
3rd down and 2 will be upcoming for the Owls. And Steve Ross, you got any kind of estimate on what you think the amount of time that is remaining in the ball game?
Oh, no, there was 2:05 when that drive began, Boots, so you can count it down from there the way the Jackets have been stopping the clock. We're in the 1 minute something.
Well, and let's see, they've taken 2 plays, and we've had 2 timeouts, so you're right, you're the high 140s probably.
Do we know where the clock was when they scored that thing?
2:05.
Oh, that's what he's
2:05 is when the drive began, so I guess just whatever the amount of time is for the kickoff. So 2:15, something like that.
Pretty precise there, Coach.
Well, I'm guessing. That's probably the best we're going to be able to give tonight.
That's pretty close, yeah, you're right.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Owls. Jackets working on their 2-minute offense here right before the end of the second quarter. Snap is under center, 2 backs behind him. Barnett trying to draw the Jackets off sides, and it looks like the Owls jump, but no signal. Now the flags come down. I believe the right tackle jumped a little bit quick. Brad Stinson, 6'1", 215-pound senior. And this one will back up the Owls 5 yards, and it'll now bring up 3rd down and 7.
Probably a minute 40, somewhere around there, 45.
How about 17-0 Brownwood over Cleburne at the Rock tonight?
That's impressive. You got to give them credit for that because, as we said, you know, a real important game for Brownwood. Well, for both teams, but especially Brownwood after those 2 losses in the middle of the season for them, and bounce back, go on the road, and of course a lot of football left to play.
Pitch back to Kimbrell, in some trouble, and he is smothered under at the 26-yard line. No gain on the play, and now it's 4th down and 8, and Jackets are out of timeout, so it's just a matter of how much time it takes to get the ball set and for the Owls to punt, and then the Jackets will get the ball back probably somewhere around their own 40-yard line.
They just now started the 25-second clock, so if they let that run down, probably around a minute, I would think.
Somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute is what the Jackets are going to have with the ball right now once the kick is made. And
Joshua obviously not in a hurry to get this off. 10 seconds, they're just now bringing the punt team on.
Well, 6 seconds, they're not even close to snapping the ball. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, the ball is snapped. Ball is momentarily fumbled, but then kicked, and now it will be fair caught by Gunn at the 39-yard line. 35 yards on the kick, and Stephenville will begin 1st and 10 at their own 39 with somewhere around probably 45 seconds left.
That was a pretty good kick under those conditions. Boots move Stephenville back to their, let's say, it looks like they're going to mark it somewhere around the Stephenville 39-yard line with under a minute to play in the half. Officials now hollering at the coach to let them know exactly where they are on the clock.
Well, interesting to try to do a broadcast without a clock, and the Jackets trying to use short yardage offense. Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Hunter and Haney behind Briles under center. 36-0 Stephenville on top of Joshua as Hunter comes in motion to the near side. Throwing out in the flats to Hunter. Hunter goes to the 40, to the 45, inside across the 50. 1st down, that will stop the clock momentarily as they do get the 1st down at the 49-yard line of Joshua. And it's just a matter of being able to snap the ball very quickly after they set the ball, or do you just throw it down and stop the clock with that?
Coach Briles never really likes to waste down, so I think he'll just go firing.
Twins to the near side, 1 to the far side. 2 backs behind Briles as Hunter comes in motion. Briles under center. Straight drop, looking to throw. Now he'll decide to run, and he's in some trouble. He'll throw this one out in the flats and then throw it out of bounds, and that will stop the clock. No receiver open, and so it'll now bring up 2nd down and 10.
That's a good play by Kendal. He thought he was going to run and then noticed that he wasn't going to be able to get to out of bounds and be tackled in bounds, so just threw the ball away. Coming up a little gimpy there on that play is Van Haddam. We'll just watch him, make sure he's okay.
2nd down and 10 for the Jackets. Boy, hard to say how much time's left. Got to be under 30 seconds. Briles is in shotgun. 2 to the far as he sends Hunter in motion to the near side. Setting up, still looking, still looking. Now Briles is still looking, in some trouble, and now he'll run, and he'll be tackled down at the 46-yard line, and this will do it. I've got to think that that will end the first half here at the Cook Lumber 2nd quarter. Jackets trying to get back to the line very quickly and down the ball. So Briles is under center, and now he will spike the ball on 3rd down, so it makes it 4th.
Yeah.
So the Jackets will get 1 more throw at it as that stops the clock, and there's got to be less than 10 seconds remaining here in the Cook Lumber. 36-0 Stephenville. Ball at the 47-yard line.
I think it's double digits. The official, the back judge, pumped like his fingers twice, like.
Well, so if that's the case, do you want to try to get one about 15 to 20 downfield and stop the clock and then try to spike it once and let your field goal unit come out?
I would think you've got time for 2 plays if it's double digits.
All right.
Depending on how long, obviously, this one takes.
Briles in shotgun. 1 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Double wingback set as Briles starting to roll out that way. Throwing out has Douglas. He will try to go to the inside of the field and then go back to the outside to the 30 and brought down at the 28-yard line. That will stop the clock momentarily with the 1st down. Jackets will hurry to the line here, and I bet they spike it this time.
18 yards on that reception right there, Boots.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Briles, no, will be in shotgun, so they will try to run it. Now they roll the clock. Briles in shotgun. Snap back to him, setting up, looking to throw, looking, has it open. Bashaw makes the catch at the 10, down to the 5, to the 1-yard line. He does not get in, and that will stop the clock momentarily as they have to set the ball. Jackets will have to spike this one quickly. I don't know how much time's left, but it's got to be less than 10 seconds.
That's it.
That's the end of the half. They do not get the playoff. Briles is very upset that they did not stop the clock enough to let them spot the ball. But to the 1-yard line, they will roll the clock, and Briles is talking with the official. But I think the official may be saying something along the lines of, Coach, it's 36-0.
Yeah, but it's still, you know, he wants what he wants.
Boy, Briles is still talking with the officials out on the field right now.
27 yards on that pass play, needed 28.
Got inside the 1 and then ran out of time. 36-0, Stephenville on top of Joshua. We go to halftime. It's up next, back in 2 minutes on KSTV.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections. Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy partner.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellow Jackets? No matter where you're from or what you are doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory.
Personally.
Had over 30 different countries during the Brownwood game listen to the ball game.
Yeah, that was fun, and as we said before, and I'll say it again, I'm sure there was a number of them that were really sick of hearing us before it was over.
Jackets getting set to start the third quarter. Kicking off are the Jackets, going now left to right with the slight raise. Third quarter is underway, brought to us by Texas Bank, as Virgin's kick will be brought down by Barnett at the 15, across the 20, 25, out to the 30, and tackled from behind by David Walker at the 31-yard line, and that is where the Joshua Owls will begin after Daniel Garrett's return, was not Barnett.
Well, we do have the clock, but I don't believe it's working.
Boyd did not run on that play, so it is toast for the rest of the night. 36-0, Stephenville on top. It's easier not to see it. Is that what Jay said?
It's easier for him. That's just another stat he didn't
have to keep up with. Good point.
That's a good point.
So snap is under center for the Owls. Motion to the near side, and now pitch back. Coming across for the 35 to the almost 36. Well, they'll say he was stopped at the 35-yard line is Quinn Kimbrell. Kimbrell picks up about 3. It is second down and 7 for the feisty Nightbirds of Joshua.
Same 11 that started the game from Stephenville appears to be starting here in the second half, and I think you probably see that for maybe half a quarter at least.
Second down and 7 for the Owls, if that long. Twins to the near side.
Coach Briles did want to rest some guys, so.
Getting the handoff is Barnett. He will get to the 36, 37-yard line, a pickup of 2. It'll be now third down and 5 for the Joshua Owls on their opening drive here in the Texas Bank third quarter. 36-0, Stephenville on top of Joshua. Tonight, if Stephenville's able to throw up the shutout, will mean that through 8 games this year, the Jackets have given up 98 points. Not bad. You're looking somewhere around 11, 12 points a game. Snap looking to throw. It's almost picked off by Feltz. He stepped up in front of Kimbrell, almost had the pick, knocks the ball away from him. It'll be 4th down, and the Owls will be forced to punt.
Boy, it did look like he was going to get that one, but you could see him break on the ball. I know from about the 45-yard line of Joshua, and then had to dive right at the last minute. Just not quite able to get to the ball.
Ryan Barnett getting set to punt for the Owls. Feltz and Gunn back for the Jackets, standing at their own 35-yard line. Snap back, a good one. Kick is away, end-over-end kick that will hit at the 38 to the 35 to the 34, 33 to the 32-yard line. 32 yards on the kick that rests at the 32, and that's where Stephenville will begin at their own 32-yard line. The Jackets 1st and 10. First drive here in the second half, the Texas Bank third quarter. Once again, no play clock, game clock on the field.
That's a bunch of punts for Joshua. Now 1 of 9 on third down conversions. That's right, and they faked 1 of them. So that's 7 punts in the ballgame.
Just starting the third quarter. Stephenville's first drive will show Briles in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Tight end look as well. Giving the ball is to Hunter across the 35, 40, across 45. Makes a move across midfield to the 45 of Joshua to the 43-yard line. Is there a flag down?
No, I thought there was going to be.
No flag. There might have been motion, but no signal. 25 yards on the scamper for Zach Hunter.
I thought the receiver here on the near side might have did that little
head bob.
Yeah, that little step there with his leg there, but
no call. So it is a first down for the Jackets. Another solid run for Hunter. Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side, wingback and tight end look for the Jackets as Briles is in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. Faking the give and now throwing out to Mackens. Mackens makes the catch inside the 40, 35 across the 30, cuts back across the grain, 25, 20, 15, 10, powers his way to the 8-yard line. David Walker, instead it was not Matkins. David Walker makes the catch, gets to the 8-yard line. 35 yards on the quick little flare pattern out to Walker, who made most of all that after the catch, the yardage.
Well, if you're a Joshua fan and you're saying these guys are running the score up. No, that was a play that
was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, basically.
Went the distance that it went.
Jackets late sending 1 man out onto the field. They do get him in time. Briles is under center. Pitch to the near side, Hunter. Hunter across the 10, looks to cut up. Instead goes the outside 5 and is run out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Like
flag,
an illegal substitution there.
Flag against the Jackets, I believe. This was by the referee, thrown at about the 16, 17-yard line. Let's wait and see. Illegal motion against Stephenville. Boy, I did not see that. And I hope he was not calling it on the player that was coming into the game late.
I think he was, because that's who he went and talked to, the side judge. But the referee called it.
Boy, that's interesting. If you have 10 men on the field, is he saying you cannot run an 11th out onto the field and get set? If it's not illegal substitution, why is it illegal motion?
I don't know that that's who it was on. I guess we can find out. But he did go over and immediately talk to that side judge, or head linesman, I guess it would be on that side.
Where Bashaw came in late and lined up next to, but I don't think Bashaw did anything wrong.
I don't either. Well, I know he didn't, because he ran right where the coaches told him to, I'm sure.
Trips to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Again, Briles is in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. It is now 1st and goal from the 13-yard line. Briles faking to Hunter. Now will pass out the flats to Hunter. It's slightly underthrown, and ooh, Hunter wishes there was a little bit more heat on that ball, because there was no one in front of him. When the pass came to him, it just slightly one-hopped him, so it'll bring up 2nd down and goal. And it looked like 2 blue jerseys for Joshua came immediately after Briles and left Hunter alone. If Briles was able to get the ball to Hunter, he probably scores. 2nd down and goal to go for the Jackets at the Joshua Owl 13-yard line. 36-0 Stephenville here in the Texas Bank third quarter. Pitch back to Hunter. Hunter cuts up inside the 10. Makes the move at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Zach Hunter. The last 5 yards all by himself as he drug 3 blue jerseys with him. Stephenville extends 42-0 in the Texas Bank third quarter. The extra point is upcoming.
Man, what a drive by Hunter. Truly impressive. Just, I'm going to run right through your arm tackle at the beginning, like you said, at about the 5-yard line.
Eben Nelson getting set for the extra point. Doty has the snap, Petronas the hold. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. with around 9 minutes to go in the Texas Bank third quarter. Stephenville 42, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KF.
Nip in the air, changing leaves, can only mean one thing.
It's football season!
I'm Roger Easter, your local Lennox dealer, and it's also home heating season.
I have the dish, the big screen, the recliner.
He also has a reliable, high-efficiency Lennox heat pump.
Yep, this season this is the best seat in the house, baby.
Thanks to Easter Air, it's also the warmest.
Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Stephenville, you make an effort, we'll make the difference. Walk in, drive out.
At Impact Sign and Banner, we say, let us put some impact in your advertising. That's more than just our slogan. It's what we do. And it's our pledge to you as well. The next time you need sign work of any kind that really gets attention, remember our name, Impact Sign and Banner, across from Walmart in Stephenville.
Nine minutes to go in the third quarter according to the clock. And now if I hit it on the money with the guess.
Is that what you said there was?
I said approximately 9 minutes left in the Texas Bank third quarter. They've put 9 minutes up on the clock.
We'll check with Steve here in just a moment. That scored in summary, 4 plays, 68 yards. Hunter on the 13-yard run. PAT by Nelson Good, 43-0. Scored in summary brought to you by Barnes and Phillips.
Even Nelson, Virgin getting set to kick off. High end over end kick will be taken at the 10-yard line up to the 15, the 20, up to the 25, and brought down at the 31-yard line.
By the way,
is Gary Johnson.
That puts the total offense at about 530 now for...
How long was that drive?
68 yards.
And they finished with 460-something?
Yeah, so about 530 something, 35. Third quarter now, Brownwood 24.
Well, so if Everman beats Burleson tonight like you think they will, then it sets up a scenario where if Everman and Brownwood both win out, then those are the two representatives out of the district. And if that is the case, Everman and Stephenville would be small school, Brownwood would go big school, and I don't think you hear anyone in Brown County complaining about that. Snap back to pass. He's in all kinds of trouble. Chased by Gordon Carroll. Throws the ball to the coaching staff, and that's it. And the flag is dropped for illegal grounding by the referee. And I feel sorry for the young man, Chris Snap. He was in a lot of trouble, and that's about the only thing he could do.
He was back at about the
23-yard line when he let that go. Illegal grounding against Joshua.
So that might be one they could have let go.
Ball will be spotted at the 23-yard line, and it is a loss of down. So it'll be second down for the Owls. And about 20 needed.
Well, I guess it wasn't 9 minutes.
They just put it up on the clock, but the clock is not rolling. They're having all kinds of technical troubles here at Owl Stadium in Joshua.
Well, actually, just the clock.
Well, you're right.
Seems to be working.
As far as the scoring goes and the ball on and things of that nature, thrown out in the flats, it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Hunter Bird, and good coverage on the play by Phelps.
Phelps just steamrolls him, and Bird gets up and goes, hey, good tackle. That wasn't bad at all.
3rd and 20 for the Owls at their own 23-yard line.
And I don't think many fans have left this game.
Not on either side. We were in Brown County, and they only trailed by 14 points, and they start leaving.
Yeah, it was pretty much
5 minutes to go. Snap
I was
again.
ready to leave. Just couldn't.
Offset eye behind him, rolling to the near side. Chris Snap setting up, throwing out the flats over the head of the receiver, but it is not too high. It's caught, brought down. I thought it was going to go over the head of Jeremy Kaywood. He brings the pass down, tackled immediately by Phelps and crew at about the 38. Is not near enough for the first down, however, and it'll be 4th down and about 6.
Well, do you fake one here?
I don't think Sinatra on 38-yard line, but probably one of the better-looking execution pass plays, execution-wise, for the Owls tonight. Barnett back to punt. I think the Jackets maybe thinking they may not be going either. They've got everybody up on the line. Coming after the punt, it's almost blocked by Howe. Fair catch is signaled by Phelps. He lets it go inside the 30 to the 25, 24, 23-yard line. And that's where Stephenville began first and 10th or 23 after the 39-yard punt. Yeah, Kent Howe got really close to blocking that one.
I thought he had that one, Boots. I really did. Boy, you got to credit the Brownwood Lions tonight for just going over there and playing at a tough place.
Taking care of business.
And evidently, I'm anxious to read the summary on that game as far as the offensive point.
You know, nobody has stopped that passing attack in the last 3 weeks. And they've faced good defenses in Everman and Stephenville.
And you know what that could be? That time of possession might be something you want to look at, that Brownwood may just be chewing up a lot of.
Totally taking care of the ball game. Well, and Brownwood really had their back against the wall. Throwing out in the flats. It's picked up by Melton across the 25 to the 26-yard line. A gain of 3 on the quick hitter from Briles out to Melton. Colt Melton making the catch for the Jackets. 7.5 to go here in the Texas Bank third quarter.
I think we're going to say that touchdown that Hunter was at the 9. I think that must be what they're doing. At a time of possession, they can at least
they're updating the
it
clock,
in,
even though it is not running. They're showing now 7.5 at the change of possession. 2nd and 7 for the Jackets. Pitch to the near side is Josh Wooten across the 25, 30, 31-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards short of the yardage needed. A solid gain of 4, almost 5 for Wooten. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for Stephenville. Third down and 3 for Stephenville, 43-0 with around 7 minutes to play here in the Texas Bank third quarter. Stephenville over Joshua.
Beginning to see some different numbers in that offensive line right now, Boots.
Briles under center, running the option, giving to the first man through the fullback. The fullback has enough for the first down, I believe. Let's wait and see on the spot.
Smithwick is in along with Gilbert.
Haney took the carry, not a very good spot.
Kegan's still in. Doty, that is Sterling Doty, is over at center now. And let's see, there's one other that I'm, that would
Look
be,
at the Jack.
would that be 54? Yeah, Aaron Carpenter.
Look at the Jacket mascot right now.
Over here?
Over here, he was taunting the Joshua fans. Goodness gracious. It's 4th down by just a couple inches at the 37, 38-yard line. So 4th down and less than 1 at your own 30, well, we'll call it 34 actually, looking at the wrong spot.
Real close to
6 minutes to go in the ball game. They've updated the clock.
You
Somebody
know,
must have a walkie-talkie or something.
This is the first time in a long time I've seen this many measurements in a game that's 43-0.
I usually thought it was the sign of a referee who could just take a gander at it and go, yep, that's first down, or it's not.
Or, you know, just kind of, yeah, it's close, let's go.
Briles giving it to Haney. He powers his way for the first down out to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, 6 minutes when that third down play started. This could be a 57-0 game, maybe.
I don't know if we'll get that much. I see 50, maybe. David Walker across the 40 to the 42, 43-yard line. A pickup about 5.
Any idea what Coach Brown's doing right now? I mean, we're staying between the tackles.
And going to run the football.
If you're going to stop us, just, you know, just get up in the box and start tackling.
Stephenville's second drive of the third quarter, and this drive itself may use all of the time.
Yep.
Off the clock.
It'll be fine with me.
a little over 5 on the carry. Briles under center, pitching out to Wooten. Wooten trying to get the corner. He does. Across the 45 up to midfield. It's enough for the first down. They keep the clocks rolling and now stop them with the first down.
Steve Ross, if they come your way, just push them back into the playing field. Do not, for any reason, let them go out of bounds. Just keep moving them back toward the middle. Stephenville coaches play. What was that game we used to play when we were little kids? Where you held hands and you couldn't run through the line?
Red Rover, Red Rover?
Was that Red Rover? Oh, that might have been. That's been so long ago.
Johnny, how long has it been since you played Red Rover, Red Rover?
It was last Thursday, actually. Boy, we had a big time.
Inside trap handoff to Walker. Walker looking to cut up inside. He does a great spin move at the 45 inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And look at the acceleration off that spin for the 12-yard carry and a first down.
Man, I'm telling you, that was a great move.
He was in all kinds of trouble and double juked and then spun and this accelerated out of the spin, and there was a bunch of blue jerseys coming up with just gasp of air.
By the way, credit the officials now. They're spotting that ball pretty quick and rolling the clock.
We're inside 5 minutes now. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 39-yard line of Joshua. Giving straight ahead to Mr. Haney. Haney goes to about the 36-yard line, a gain of 3, almost 4 on the play. It'll set up 2nd down and 6.
Boy, this is some valuable playing time right now for some guys that don't get to play quite as many minutes on a regular Friday night.
Steve Ross over on the sideline. Things a little bit casual right now.
I knew they were going to be casual boots when none of the Stephenville coaches wore their headsets down for the second half.
Well, that may be because none of them are up here.
All right. Good news, Cross Timbers orthopedic injury update. Nobody even really nicked up at this point, so we hope that continues.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stevie. 2nd down and 7. Pitching out is Wooten. Lots of running room. 35, 30. Making a cut back at the 20. 5. Keeps his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Josh Wooten. 36 yards on the carry for Wooten. He broke 2 tackles around the 10.
They had just clicked 4 minutes onto the clock, so just under 3 minutes is where that score comes.
That extends it to 49-0 with the extra point upcoming. Well, what a talented back Josh Wooten is to bring off the bench for this team.
Well, Steve Ross said it. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it seems big things happen.
Eben Nelson getting set, snap down, kick is on the way. This one was missed a little bit. It's pushed off to the left. It might have been blocked a little bit as the Joshua fans have something to cheer about. 49-0, Stephenville on top in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. We're back right after this. Virgin getting set to kick off for the Jackets, 49-0, Stephenville on top. There was a little bit of a rush coming in on the left side of the line as the Jackets tried to kick that extra point. It really disrupted Petronas and even Nelson with the kick, and he kind of pushed it off to the opposite side, and so the extra point was no good.
The last scoring drive, 9 plays, 77 yards, Wooten on the 36-yard run. That scoring summary brought to you by Walmart Vision Center.
Return taken at the 15, 20, across the 25, across the 30, good running room, 35, across the 40, makes another man miss, 45, up to the 49-yard line is Gary Johnson, a good return. And now a late hit way back behind the action, and the referees come up and break up the players and say, gentlemen, go to your own sides.
Well, that now, in a different game, they would have probably thrown a flag on Joshua. That's a good decision there by the official.
So 1st and 10 for the Owls at their own 49-yard line. 49-0, Stephenville on top. And John, you were saying, I think somewhere around 3.5 minutes to go here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think so. You know, you got to credit these young men from Joshua as far as I know me and I know Steve Ross pretty well. I think we'd have both just quit and gone to the locker room by now.
Twins
don't want any more of this.
Twins to both sides. Snap setting up, throwing out in the flats. As a receiver, it's caught by Hunter Bird. Hunter Bird makes one man miss and another, has a first down out to the 37-yard line, does the big tight end.
Boy, that was a nice move.
6 foot, 210-pound senior in, gets about a 14 to 15-yard pickup. Now you've got a bunch of second-teamers out there on defense for the Jackets. We'll try to go over some of who these names are. Well, I'm looking in there, and Chad Hodges is in there.
Scott's still in the secondary along with Feltz.
Snap getting set, throwing out in the flats. Has a receiver. It's Bird again. Bird makes the catch and gets down to the 26-yard line. Also out there, Chris Stone for the Jackets. Robert Harrison in there, as well as Nathan Wilson.
And Silva and Stone actually on that tackle, Boots, as you mentioned.
Medina is Daniel Medina playing some linebacker.
Is that a 30? We don't have a 30, do we?
Monty Derrick, number 30.
Okay.
I've got that on mine. Is in there as well. And then with the normal secondary, with the exception of Patronus taking the place at one of the secondary positions instead of Gunn. So it's 1st and 10 for the Owls at the 26. Snap setting up, throwing out the flats. Has a receiver caught at the 20-yard line. That receiver making the catch is Quinn Kimbrell.
Throw to the right and throw to the left. Throw to the right, throw to the left. Well, it's working. Why not?
6 yards on the completion.
Best drive of the night for Joshua as far as distance that they've moved on this drive.
Well, you got to credit Michael Martinez, the 5'8", 190-pound senior center. Looking to inside draw, goes to Barnett. He's tackled by Harrison just after a yard carry. He got hurt early part of the game, has Martinez, and I've watched him. He stayed in the game, and he is the center, and he has to hustle to the ball first right out of the huddle. Got that bad limp going, and he has stayed in there every play since that injury.
Well, and again, you just credit that young man for wanting just to play some football. And you're right, he is really noticeably limping, and they had to help him off the field when he got injured initially.
As a young man, will be very sore in the morning. Snap in shotgun, looking to throw. Has a receiver, Bird. This one's over his head, and a late flag comes in.
That's not a good call.
Daniel Medina, they will call interference on. They will say he wrapped up Bird.
That wasn't even a catchable pass. On top of that,
Medina was a hair late getting there, and that's why it couldn't have been interference. He did wrap up Bird, but the ball was already passed.
That's not even a catchable pass on top of all of that.
Oh, well, it's 49-0, and there's just a couple minutes left in the third quarter. So the ball is marked at the 14-yard line, and the Owls will have 1st and 10 from that position. Snap is under center, 2 backs behind him, Barnett and Kimbrell. Kimbrell at the eye. Kimbrell will get the pitch, cutting up to the 10, down to the 9, keeps his feet to the 5-yard line. Hard running for Quinn Kimbrell. Very close to the yardage near for the first down, not quite enough. It'll be 2nd and about 1. Do you see the Joshua offense running and throwing and blocking a little bit harder right now? Have you noticed that?
Well, they got a little something to run harder and block harder for.
Well, they've got some guys out there, some second-teamers for the Jackets getting some playing time, some of the younger guys, some valuable playing time. And that may be the end of the quarter. We'll wait and see. It is the end of the quarter. Texas Bank brought us the third quarter. Our score, Stephenville 49, Joshua nothing. We're back in 1 minute. Fourth quarter's up next on KSTV.
All of us at one time or
12 minutes to play here as we start the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Joshua having 2nd and 1 from about the 6-yard line of the Jackets. 49-0 Stephenville. We've got some scores out of District 7 3A. We'll bring those right after that. Snap under center, play action, rolling to the side, throwing out the flats for an open receiver. Bird catches, touchdown. Hunter Bird, who made most of the catches on that drive, fittingly makes the touchdown catch from 6 yards out. Joshua on the board for the first time here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. They get set for the extra point. It's now 49-6. Ooh, that girl's got an arm on her. The cheerleader's throwing those little plastic footballs. Almost got one here to the press box. Getting set to kick the extra point is Derek Milholland. Step back, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. Good kicker. 49-7, we go to the break. Back in 1 minute on KSTV. Joshua has reached the scoreboard now. It's 49-7. Stephenville on top, just underway here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Have some scores. The District 7 3A after Barnett kicks and the Stephenville return. We will bring that to you.
That scoring summary, 7 plays, 51-yard Bird on the 5-yard pass from Snap. That scoring summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Ryan Barnett approaches the ball. Kick is away. This ball will probably go out of bounds. Whether or not it'll be taken by Wooten across the 25-30. Makes a man miss. Gets out to the 34-yard line. Stephen will begin right there as
If Josh gets over that pile,
he may go.
He may run for a while.
District 7, 3A now in the fourth quarter. Breckenridge 38, Clifton nothing. Clifton was 2-0 in the district coming into that game. Breckenridge will go to 7-1.
They are strong again.
Also in the fourth quarter, Glenrose now extends on Comanche 49-14. Glenrose was 0-7 coming into the contest. Comanche was 1-1 in district and needed that win to have a chance at the playoffs. Dublin 6, Eastland 6. They go to the fourth. That one at Dublin. Dublin 0-2 in district. They have to win tonight to have a chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, starting 5-0 in their non-district. They really need to get one here.
Phelps is in the game. Hands the ball to Haney. Haney goes to about the 39-yard line. I pick up a 4 on the play. It's 2nd down and 6.
Did you see?
In the game now as well for the Jackets.
Gary Johnson getting just kind of run over by Sean Tate. He looks at the official with the palms in the air like, what was that?
Did you see that? Logan Sinotsky getting some playing time, as well as John Gilbert. Phelps stays the game at quarterback. He's got Wooten at the tail, Walker at the fullback, pitching back to Wooten. Wooten getting around the corner, and then a cutback. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage, though, after he made the cut. Loss of 1, maybe 2 on the play. So it's 3rd down and 8 for Stephenville.
Like to see him get this first down so they can keep
clock moving. Ron Smithwick also in the game for the Jackets.
Burning that clock. Here comes Avalos, Douglas, O'Neill as the receiving corps. What's the tight end drag here?
Colt Melton late into the game, but now gets set. Phelps is under center, one back behind him. Quickly throwing out to O'Neill. He has the first down on the quick hot pattern to the tight end, out to the 48-yard line. Love the hot pass to the tight end.
Had a feeling Toby was going to be involved in that. I thought it might be the drag.
Pickup of about 11 or 12 on the pass. Just shy of midfield. Clock rolls again. Probably somewhere around 9 to 10 minutes to go in the contest. Thanks to the folks at Techstar Ford for bringing us the fourth quarter. Having one more try at the kick next week.
Yeah, by the way, it's your last chance.
Phelps under center. Hand off to Walker over the right side. Walker busts his way down to about the 46, 47-yard line. I pick up a 5 on the play.
Strong run in there. Right up the middle between the tackles, right where they're going to stay until they need to pick up first down. That's a nice little thing to have where you can bring in those receivers, pick up the first down, and go back to running.
Douglas splits to the near side, Melton to the far side. O'Neill is back in the game, tight end again. Split to the opposite side is Sean Tate, tight end on the far side, running the option. Phelps on the keeper, pitching out. Great pitch to Wooten. Wooten 40, inside 35, 30, cuts up 25, down to the 20-yard line. And the option run to perfection. Phelps to Wooten, picking up on the play.
Let's see where they mark it. They're a little slow to mark the ball tonight, aren't they?
It's going to be close to 30 yards, probably more like 27 yards, 26. We'll wait and see how they spot.
He was at the 46.
And this is at the 21, so right 25 yards.
That's not bad. Boy, he's got some great speed around that corner.
20-yard line is where they officially spot it. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Owl 20-yard line.
Right after this, let's check in with Steve and see if maybe he has some kind of an idea as to how much time is left in this ball game.
Phelps is under center. Once again, tight look behind him, handing off to Haney. Haney gets forward, strong running for about 3 or 4 yards down to the 15. A gain of 5 on the play at 2nd and 5. Rossi going to you. What can you tell us?
8:33 left in the ball game, and the Cross Timbers orthopedic injury update. Looks like Josh Bashaw got his hand stepped on. They don't know how bad it is. They've wrapped that in ice right now. I talked to Dr. Herbertson. He said it's pretty sore right now, but they'll get an indication on that tomorrow.
Well, and that's a talented starting receiver that one of the worst things you can do to hurt a receiver is the catching hands.
There's an illegal substitution.
Against?
Stephenville.
Somebody late getting onto the field. I'm not exactly
getting off the field.
Yes.
Broke the huddle and Wooten left the field.
Can't break the huddle with 12 guys.
But if you got 12 guys in the huddle, somebody's got a break.
Well, I don't. Okay, here's the question. If you look up in the huddle and you got 12 guys and you're only supposed to break 11, do you think you got a better chance of getting away with it running the play with 12 or sending somebody to the sideline? As David Walker takes the handoff, he gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and about 4.
Well, actually, I think you can just send a guy out and then break the huddle.
Don't break the huddle at all. Right. Just say, hey, go to the sideline.
You're number 12. Get out of here. What did Steve say, 8:03?
8:05 after that last play.
Okay.
3rd down and about 4 needed for the Jackets. Phelps is still in the game at quarterback. Haney and Wooten behind him, running the option once again, giving the ball to Haney. Haney powers his way to about the 10-yard line. This will be very close to the yardage needed for the 1st down, and Haney's just moving the pile.
Man, nice block that time by Smithwick as he just mowed over his guy in front of him.
Left tackle Smithwick. It is enough for the 1st down. Let's give credit to that offensive line that's in right now. It is Smithwick, Gilbert, as well as Aaron Carpenter,
Doty, and Higgins.
So Phelps again is under center, 1st and 10 at the 10. It should be 1st and goal. Phelps fumbles it momentarily, then picks it up. Flag is down. Move the ball to the 8-yard line. Why drop the flag? It is illegal motion against Stephenville.
Boy, they have dropped a few flags tonight, haven't they?
Boy, and we've had some decline. It'd be interesting to see how many penalties in the game so far, Johnny.
I don't know. That was a 1st and goal, was it not?
Yes, it was, from just inside the 10-yard line.
So now it'll be like, I guess, well, they made. Did they decline? No, you got to take it because you got some fun.
So it's 1st and goal at the 15-yard line.
Well, this is a drive that could take, if they don't score here, you know, if they take some 2 or 3 more plays to score, it's a drive that could take it down somewhere around the 6-minute mark.
1st and goal for the Jackets. Phelps under center, 2 backs behind him. Tight end look, giving the ball to Haney. Haney gets inside to about the 11-yard line. A pick up of 4. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 11.
Well, I kind of thought we might be out of the stadium by 10:30 tonight. I don't think that's going to quite happen, but it's going to be pretty close. I think people will get home at a decent time tonight on the road.
What time you got there, Johnny?
3 minutes after 10.
2nd and 10 for, 2nd and goal from the 11 for the Jackets. Again, Phelps under center. Running the option, Phelps on the keeper will pitch out to Wooten. He's at the 5, gets to the goal line, and the ball comes shooting out of bounds. That is the weirdest play I've ever seen because Wooten was stood up at the goal line. Somebody put a helmet on the ball and shot straight backwards and went out of bounds at the 5. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Wooten was looking like easily he was going to go over for the touchdown. Right outside the goal line, a Joshua player got a helmet on the ball. I saw it shoot straight up in the air and go out of bounds. They're spotting it at the 4. So it's 3rd and goal to go for the Jackets. Boy, that was bizarre.
That was weird.
Phelps under center, giving the ball to Haney. Haney gets close to the goal line. Does he get in? Touchdown, Derek Haney. Stephenville will extend now, 55-7 with the extra point coming here with about, around 5 to 6 minutes to go in the Techstar Ford 4th quarter.
Told you we'd hit the 50s. I said 57. I guess there'd be any way Coach Briles would go for 2.
Well, that's kind of tacky, Johnny. Well, snap back to Petronas. Hold. Kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. Around 6 minutes to go in the contest. It's 56-7. Stephenville on top of Joshua. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Buckaroos.
Welcome back here in the Techstar Ford 4th quarter. Stephenville 56, Joshua 7. Johnny, the scoring drive?
11 plays, 66 yards. It is point after good after Haney's 4-yard run, 56-7. The scoring summary brought to you by Loopy's on the South Loop. Our scoring drives tonight, Boots, 69, 86, 68, 63, 67, 68, 66.
So you're telling me none of them have been cheap?
Yeah.
Return coming by Gear out to the 20, across the 25, being chased by Petronas. Can't quite get there up to the 30, the 38-yard line, and the return by Gary Johnson gets there, but Petronas was hot in pursuit for a little bit.
I got him. I didn't get him. Let's give you those scores out of District 5-4A. It is the final. Andrews defeats Big Spring 31-6. Lakeview all over Fort Stockton 31-12. And in the fourth quarter, Snyder 27, Sweetwater 14. That is a fourth quarter score. I know Steve Ross will want to probably pass those along.
1st and 10 for the Owls at their own 39-yard line.
Now in the fourth,
Pitch back to Kimbrell. Kimbrell getting across the line of scrimmage out to the 43-yard line where he's running out of bounds. And so a gain of 4. Johnny, you got another score.
And in the fourth quarter now, it's Brownwood 24, Cleburne 7. That is the fourth quarter score. Man, that is bizarre.
Boy, it's just surprising to me that with as good as the Cleburne offense that we saw last week, playing at home with so much implications on this game for playoffs, to only score 7 points.
Well, I don't know why it surprises us. So really, when you think about Boots, it's been a real Jekyll and Hyde district. I mean,
teams playing great one week, don't play well at all the next.
Show up the next week. That's amazing.
Well, and let's think about the on-the-road percentage or wins or losses for teams other than Stephenville in this district. It stays pretty true. Snap throwing out, finds Bird, makes the catch, 45 inside the 40 to the 39, 38-yard line, and Hunter Bird has been a busy man here in the fourth quarter. The 23-yard catch from Snap gets the Owls a first down at the Jacket 38.
You know what, I bet someone from Joshua right now is saying, why haven't they just been doing that all night?
Hey, Steve Ross, any idea on the time, how much is left in the ball game?
Oh, we had 5:58 when that drive started, Boots, so we'll take about a minute off of that, and that's about where we are.
Thank you, Stevie. Snap again under center, 2 backs behind him, pitch back inside the 40, not getting to the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1 on the play. Even though he's out of bounds, they keep the clock running. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Chris Prazak was the carrier.
I think he actually did go down in bounds and then just kind of got rolled out. This could possibly be the, depending on, if they don't get the first down here, then Stephenville can just take a knee, I think, and run this thing out after this drive.
2nd down and 11. Well, if Brownwood goes ahead and wins, which you think they will, and Everman, as we talked about, playing Burleson should win tonight, boy, then you talk about 2 teams that have established what they need to do.
That makes that Brownwood, Granbury-Cleburne Granbury-Crowley score all that more important to find out how that one's turned out.
Andy Strickland was the intended receiver. Snap under some pressure, underthrows the ball, and so it now brings up 3rd down and 11. Going to be tough to find out a score tonight in Crowley. No radio station for Crowley or Granbury doing the game, and because of that and not having a phone in the press box at Crowley, it's tough to find out what the score's going to be there.
Well, and that determines the district championship.
That's the reason I wanted to know. With Stephenville winning tonight, our Granbury loss means the district championship. Under center is Snap. Snap throwing across the middle. Bird almost makes the catch. Good defense for the Jackets. Fanning. Jesse jumped up on Bird, slapped the ball away. It'll now set up 4th down and 11, and that momentarily stops the clock, or will stop the clock with an incomplete pass. It's 4th and 11, and I would expect Joshua to go for it here with somewhere around 4 minutes to go in the contest. Techstar Ford bringing us the 4th quarter tonight.
Hang on, Larry Joe. I'll be there in a little bit, buddy.
Taking the stage at what time tonight?
Around midnight. Hopefully I'll make it. Those Briles will run this clock out after this next series.
Snap is under center. 4th and 11. Play action. Snap rolling out under some pressure. Throws the ball at flats. It's up and through the hands of the intended receiver, Andy Strickland, who was about 20 yards downfield and was open.
Oh, and credit Snap, as he has stood there all night long, Boots, with guys in his face, knocking him backward, and making some great, accurate throws.
He's a good athlete, about 6'2", 190.
He looks awfully frustrated, though, and, you know, who can blame him? Boy, you sit there and you take a beat, look at him as he goes to the sideline. You take a beating, and you throw it out there, and then your receiver, for whatever reason, either can't get to the ball or doesn't make the catch. That's got to be frustrating as quarterback.
56-7, our score. Stephenville on top of Joshua here late in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter.
Let's holler at Steve here again. He should know where this thing starts as far as time, Steve. Well, that's what he's trying to find out right now. Okay.
All righty, we'll go back to him. Third quarterback in the game now is Petronas is under center for the Jackets. Inside trap handoff to Walker. Walker will get met at the line of scrimmage and will not make much more than that, possibly even a loss. Hull will call it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10.
You didn't see that right at the end of that play. That time, that number 21, Gary Johnson, he finally got back at Sean. He hit him from behind and knocked Sean down. And he kind of looked at him. So you remember that about 4 series ago when you hit me? Back at you. You know, if you just stick around long enough in football, it does kind of come around.
Rossi, have you been able to get an update on the time?
Yes, we're at the 3:20 mark here in the fourth quarter.
Thank you very much. You know, these guys do the right thing here. They can run this out.
Petronas again under center, 2 behind him, giving the first man through Haney. Ooh, Haney took a big lick at the line of scrimmage, held on to the football. Out to the 41, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Jackets, and by the time they snap the ball, we'll be under 3 minutes to go. 56-7, Stephenville, I say that, and official timeout for why? Porter K.
Oh, they're giving a 3-minute warning, I bet you. Yep. All right, well, wind the clock. Let's go.
Is that necessary?
That's what they did. They must have promised them that they would do that.
With 3 minutes to go.
56-7.
I think it would be better if the referees just calling, hey, 3 minutes. Third down at 9. Petronas again under center. Power look behind him. Pitching back to Woot, slightly behind him, but he cuts up, gets down to about the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. It'll be 4th down, and the Jackets will be forced to punt, and we're probably somewhere around 2.5 minutes by the time we snap this ball.
And oh, by the way, first punt.
First punt of the night for Stephenville.
They haven't punted yet.
Yeah, good point.
First punt in 2 weeks.
That's right. Oh, that's right. There was not a punt last week for the Jackets, and they're not going to punt that tonight either.
Thank you.
2 weeks without a punt.
It's pretty impressive.
We'll have to put that on the after-game report.
56 and 55.
Pitch back to Wooten. Wooten looking to cut up. Will he get the first down? He'll be dragged down from behind after a 2-yard gain by Ryan Barnett, who's probably the best player on the team for the Joshua Owls. The gain of 2 comes up 3 yards short. And the Owls will take over at about the 47-yard line.
Gary Johnson just got steamrolled again by one of the Yellow Jackets. And he is screaming at the official.
He may be talking a little bit out there.
Look at him.
Oh, he's on the sideline going through a little...
And the coach is saying, go over and shut up.
Little dance over here on the sideline.
Well, he got his back. So it's 2-1 Stephenville on Gary Johnson.
You know, people wearing number 21 in the Metroplex have not had a good week.
I'm telling you, he got run over. So it's not happy.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Owls with about 2 minutes to go in the contest. Stephenville on top 56-7. Handoff up the middle. Good running room 40 down to the 35, 34-yard line by Jonathan Wells. That'll stop the clock for just a moment as they set the chains at the 35-yard line is the actual spot.
Boy, they are cranking that clock before the chain even gets set.
Snap brings the Owls up to the line. Split receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Tight end look on the right side is Bird. Snap looking to throw out a shotgun, throwing out in the flats. This was underthrown. Quinn Kimbrell was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down and 10. Clock stops. We're somewhere around 1:40, I'm guessing.
2 minutes, I think the back judge just said.
Well, I'm a little bit too optimistic.
I think that's what he said.
Here in the Techstar Ford, fourth quarter, 56-7, Steve on top of Joshua. I'm sorry. Snap back, pitches to Kimball. Krimble across the 25 down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. It's 3rd down and 5. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever whistled along with the band at the end of a ball game.
I can honestly say I'm glad you haven't. Not as bad as me singing. Hey, credit to Joshua. Just stand between the tackles. They're ready for this thing to be over with, too.
3rd and 5 for the Owls. About a minute and a half to go in the ball game. Snap under center, play action, setting up, looking to throw out in the flats. Intended receiver is caught. Bird, the tight end, makes the catch down at the 20-yard line. The favorite receiver of Snap. How many catches does Bird have in the contest?
Quite a few, and boy, credit Petronas on
bringing down the big tight end who goes about 210.
Man, that's a good tackle. He probably saved a touchdown. Let's wind the clock.
Bird has 6 catches for 66 yards tonight. Snap under center, 1st and 10 at the 20. Rolling to the near side, looking to throw. Snap out in the flats over the head of the intended receiver, who was Jonathan Wells. It'll set up 2nd down and 10. And that's the end of the ball game. The clock has rolled off. The Techstar Ford 4th quarter comes to an end. Our final score tonight.